I ask you all to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we're going to open up as usual with the public comment period. I believe we have someone who wants to speak. The public comment period is an opportunity for members of the public to speak on an issue that isn't on the agenda, but allows us to hear the situation and we can act on it in the future. And we have about a 3-minute time limit on that. So who is first? Jonathan Steele. Mr. Steele here. Oh, so you misunderstood. Thank you, Mr. Anguilla. So next we have Joshua Almeida wants to tell us something. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, clerks. Greetings. I'm Joshua J. Almeida. I'm a resident of Warren, a citizen of Rhode Island, and a free American citizen. A father, a business owner, and I'm a combat veteran who served this country proudly. I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The enemies I am here to point out are the enemies of the Constitution here in this very room. This entire document is about one thing: the town of Warren using police power to illegally generate revenue on church property, on private property, on the bike path, through fees, through mandatory court costs, through federal grants. Every single one of these practices is designed to illegally extract money from citizens under color of law. These violations end tonight. Point 1, church property staging. Illegal action. Officers stage on church property to ambush motorists and generate revenue. They use sacred grounds as revenue platforms. The First Amendment flatly prohibits government entanglement with religion for any purpose, including revenue. The law. First Amendment Establishment Clause, Rhode Island Constitution, Article 1, Section 3, and 5, and 6, and the RLUIPA. The remedy. Cease all staging on church property immediately. Dismiss all illegal citations and violations generated from church property. Point 2, private property staging. Illegal action. Officers stage on private commercial lots without written consent. They use these locations as surveillance and concealed enforcement platforms to generate revenue. Most businesses are unknowing participants. They do not know their property is being used for revenue operations. These businesses suffer negative public perception because the public believes the business is cooperating with the police to generate revenue. This is a cooperation trap. The business appears to collude with police, damaging their reputation, while the police reap the financial benefit. The business also faces insurance liability exposure. If an accident or injury occurs on the property during unauthorized police operations, their insurance will not cover it. The town's insurance does not extend to unauthorized use of private property. Law, the Fourth Amendment, United States versus Jones, Florida versus Jardines, the Constitution prohibits warrantless trespass on private property. No implied consent cures this. Remedy, cease all staging on private property without written consent immediately. Dismiss all citations and violations generated from private property absent written consent immediately. Publicly disclose all locations used. Notify affected businesses immediately. Point 3, unauthorized practice of law. Illegal action. Officers advise drivers to pay the ticket, waive their rights, or contest with a good driving record. No matter what the driver chooses, the town still gets the money, either through the ticket payment or through mandatory court costs. The entire system is designed to ensure the town collects revenue regardless of guilt or innocence. The law. Rhode Island General Laws, Section 11-27-2 and 11-27-5. This is a crime carrying up to 1 year imprisonment. Remedy, cease all officer legal advice on pleading waiving constitutional rights immediately and mandatory retraining. Point 4, EMS fee. Illegal action. Every citation carries a $1 EMS fee, but services never rendered. This is pure revenue extraction. A fee charged on every citation for a service that was never provided is nothing less than fraud. Law, Fifth Amendment taking clause, Rhode Island Constitution, Article 1, Section 2. Remedy, strike the fee immediately. Immediately reimburse all who have paid this fraudulent charge, absent any emergency medical services being rendered. Point 5, NHTSA de facto quota system. Illegal action. Federal grants condition police funding on enforcement metrics, citation numbers, arrests, seatbelt counts. This creates de facto ticket quotas that drive revenue generation. The town is incentivized to maximize citations to keep federal money flowing. The entire staging operation on church and private property exists to feed this revenue machine. Law 23 United States Code sections 402 and 405, 18 United States Code section 666, RI General Laws section 31-27-25, which explicitly prohibits ticket quotas. Remedy: disclose all grant agreements, end quota-driven enforcement immediately, reject grant conditions on enforcement metrics, stop awarding officers for violating rights. Point 6, court costs on innocent defendants. Illegal action: defendants who beat their tickets still pay mandatory court costs. This is a penalty on the exercise of constitutional rights. Pure revenue extraction from citizens who did nothing wrong. Law 14th Amendment Due Process Clause, Rhode Island Constitution, Article 1, Section 5, Griffin versus Illinois. Remedy: strike all costs imposed on acquitted or dismissed defendants, full refund of all costs collected. Point 7, SUVs on East Bay Bike Path. Illegal action: police SUVs operate on the East Bay Bike Path for non-emergencies and routine calls, a path reserved exclusively for pedestrians and cyclists. This is part of the same revenue generation machine, maximizing enforcement presence everywhere. The town's insurance will not cover injuries or accidents from operations conducted outside lawful authority. Law, RI General Laws, Section 31-21.2-5, RIDEM regulations. Remedy: cease all non-emergency motor vehicles on the bike path immediately. Every official who permitted these violations has knowingly breached their oath to the Constitution. The town's insurance carrier must be notified that coverage may be void for operations conducted outside lawful authority and without proper consent. Resignation is the only honorable course for those who have continuously and openly betrayed their sacred oath to the people and the Constitution. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. The eyes of the people are upon you. History will record your response. Choose now. Cease the violations immediately and uphold your oath, or resign from the position you aren't fit to serve. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for bringing those points forward. We don't have a response for you this evening.
No problem.
Our solicitor will get back in touch with all the points you made out. And sorry about your feelings this way, but
It's not my feelings. It's a right that affects every person in this room, including yourself, sir. But thank you for your time.
well, I mean bringing this forward, your
Yes, sir.
feelings that brought these forward. Thank you for
Thank you for
your
hearing me. Thank you.
participation. Okay, next we have the presentation, Elizabeth Canfield, Public Affairs Specialist. It's the Field Operations Center, East Office of Field Operations and Disaster Recovery, Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience, U.S. Small Business Administration. Good evening. You're going to give us an overview of the disaster loan program for small businesses and nonprofits with economic losses from the February blizzard.
Yes, my name is Monica Miles. I'm substituting for my colleague Elizabeth Canfield, who unfortunately had a family emergency, so she had to go home.
Well, let's hope she's okay.
Yes, yes. The U.S. Small Business Administration wants to make sure that all businesses and private nonprofit organizations in the state of Rhode Island are aware that they can apply for a low interest rate disaster loan as a result of the snowfall that occurred back on February 22nd through the 24th of this year. If they believe that as a direct result of the snowstorm, they are not able to pay their ordinary and necessary expenses in order to keep their business or nonprofit going. The SBA has disaster loans up to $2 million per applicant. Of course, it's based upon what the needs are and what the applicant can afford to pay back. The SBA's loans for the business are at 4%, and for the private nonprofit organizations, it is 3.625%. And for small agricultural cooperatives, it's also a 4% interest rate. The loans do not cover any kind of physical damage to the business property, neither the real estate nor the other property that a business may own. However, it's the economic injury that is being provided through the loan, such as because of the snowstorm, Roads were closed, businesses closed perhaps for a few days. Clients were not able to come into the stores or businesses. And as a direct result of those type of things, including maybe the business not being able to get its own supplies, the business is not able to pay all of its ordinary and necessary bills, such as its payroll, its rent or mortgage, its income taxes, things of that nature. It's not for the any kind of property damage. And the business does not have to pay an application fee in order to apply for the loan. The loan does not accrue in any interest during the first year of the loan, and the first payment is not due on the loan until 1 year from the date of the first proceeds that the applicant would get on the loan. The deadline to apply is March 10th of 2027. And also during that period of time, an applicant, if they need it and show to the SBA that this is necessary, they are able to get more than one loan. So if they think initially or show evidence that they need, say, $20,000, and then a couple of months or so later, they realize they need some additional money in order to be able to pay its bills, they can make another application up through that March 10th, 2027 deadline date. The applicants can apply online with the SBA. We have one website, sba.gov/disaster, and that gives a lot of general information about disaster loans. And then if somebody is ready to actually submit an application for an economic injury disaster loan, which we also call EIDL loan, they can go to https://lending.sba.gov. And your town clerk has put a lot of SBA's information in the back of the room, and very much appreciated. And that the information is on those paperwork as well.
And we'll pass this along to the Chamber of Commerce, and Ms. Cronin is part of the business. Go right ahead, Ms. Cronin.
I just have a question. You mentioned at the beginning of your presentation that the funds would be for the February snowstorm, exclusively that, not the March?
Yes, just the February snowstorm from February 22nd through the 24th.
Because the March snowstorm was more impactful to our small business community than the February snowstorm.
Well, the only thing I know about that is that your state did apply for a declaration with the SBA for the February one. I don't know if they applied for March or not, but the SBA did grant it for February. Maybe they did also apply for March, and
Okay.
it wasn't approved. I'm not sure.
Well, thank you.
Or it could be still pending. Sometimes it takes a little while.
Are there any further questions?
And just one quick other little thing.
Please.
Is that the term of the loan is usually 30 years. If somebody wants to pay it sooner than that, they can do so. But the term of the loan is typically 30 years.
Well, thank you for bringing this to our attention.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Next, we have reappointments, and up for appointment is the Budget Committee, Sheila Raposa. And it's a 3-year term. Is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we have interviews for the Affordable Housing Committee. There's one position available. No one has applied. Economic Development Board, 3 positions available. No one's applied. Juvenile Hearing Board, 1 alternate position. No one's applied. Planning Board has 2 alternate positions. No one has applied. Tax Board of Assessment, 2 positions. No one's applied. And the Zoning Board, 1 position. No one has applied. We do have 2 resignations. We have a resignation from Budget Committee member Mark Furtado and the Arts and Cultural Commission member Juliet Castleman.
I would make a motion that we send letters of recognition to those members, and also that we advertise all of the open positions, including the two new ones with these resignations.
And there's a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on, we have the minutes. We have acceptance of the June 9th, 26 regular scheduled meeting minutes.
Second.
And I think I wasn't there, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
And,
All in favor?
Aye.
okay, I abstain. Next, we have the special meeting minutes of June 30th, which I was in attendance. Was there a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving right along, we have petitions. P1. It's a request for a mobile food establishment permit. George's Grill Food Truck is Kathleen Hedquist and George O'Toole here. Come on down, please. Okay, representative of the business, Mr. DeSisto, is that okay? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you want to do.
So George would like to have, this is for the food truck, the community, Joseph Noble.
So what
So
this
there's
is
two,
now,
he's got two things.
right, so what you're applying for now is a permit to do business in Warren
Right. So
with your food truck.
community night out,
Well, that would be next.
right? Well, that's the event, the food truck is requesting.
It is, but you don't have a license in town. So first, we're granting you that's what you want. You
Yes.
want us to grant you a mobile food truck permit. Then you're going to be talking about the event. So
Yes.
what do you sell in your
Well,
food
it's-
truck?
American cuisine, hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, mozzarella sticks, sodas, waters.
Nice. And you're certified by the state? You have your health inspection?
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
We approve the mobile food establishment permit. Second.
Okay, now we're gonna,
All in favor?
all in favor, thank you.
Aye.
So now we're gonna go to P4, and you're looking for an entertainment license. And that is for the date of September 26th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's at Burrs Hill, and this is a rally for recovery. And the entertainment will be Young Neil and the Vipers. And that sounds correct, right?
It is, however, not the same event.
That's what
Community
you're,
night out in Warren, the license for the food truck, that's the event. The food truck will be at the permit for,
The license, in other words, now you can go to events in Warren.
okay.
I think
So it
what you're
covers-
talking about is an event that you have nothing to do with, except you're gonna go there with your food truck. They already got their permit or their license.
Community night out in Warren, yes,
Right,
that's
that's
all
totally
set up,
separate,
that's a
right.
totally
All right.
separate thing.
but Mr. O'Toole is also applying for a
rally.
function
Yes,
of his own.
on
and
the
he's looking-
26th, different date,
Correct. So this is September 26th from 11 to 3 at Burrs Hill Park.
yes.
It's
I'll second.
police chief, they've come to you and you're aware of the event?
Yes, I am aware of the rally for Cup.
So is it contingent on your approval with the design down there?
It's the same design
Okay.
as.
And the fire chief will probably be in touch. He's not here this evening. So we'll make a motion contingent on the approval, and there's a motion
Motion
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
very
all
much.
set. Next, we have a mobile food establishment permit for Brian Honey. Is Kayla Rosenberg here? Hi. So Kayla, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Yep, I have a mobile food trailer. It's licensed all in Aquidneck Island, but we'd love to do the Warren concert series on Sunday nights. So we're trying to get our Warren license.
So you're already up and established, you have your
Yeah.
state permits. and all of
Everything through
that.
the state.
Are there any questions for Ms. Rosenberg?
Cheese boards and Italian gin, that sounds damn good. I'll make a motion, we approve.
I'll second it, but I have a question.
Go ahead, discussion.
How many licenses do we let out? Is there a number? Do we have a number, or are we pretty much? We have a list and.
We have a list, but it's been heated. It's been heated for other things that are going on around town. that they're on that list, whoever wants them, they'll have a license for the town. All of them that have come to you already have a license for the state.
Again, I don't have a problem with the license, I'm just curious how many. Well, I think the question is whether or not we honor him at ease in Warren and Cap. The answer is no.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you. Next, we have an MFE from Manta, Peter Pocket. Mamut Toprock is Mr. Toprock. Yeah, hello. And what are you doing?
For mobile food license farming,
And the food is what kind of food?
Mediterranean.
Nice. And you have frozen bananas, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions?
Make a motion, we approve, the,
Peter Pocket,
Peter Pocket mobile food permit.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. so
Good
much.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next, we have the entertainment license, which we've taken care of. Now we're going to go to Miss Ferrara. Nicole, come on down. How are you? I'm okay.
That's good.
So tell us about your event, what you're doing and what you want from us.
So we are gathering at Birds Hill Park on a week from this Saturday, July 25th. We're doing a free concert. Everything's free. The only thing people will have to pay for that day if they want food in the food trucks, but we're bringing the community together. It's a bunch of churches, pastors and leaders in ministry in the East Bay. We've been meeting for quite some time now and decided to do this. This will be our first time doing something like this in the town. We're hoping to have some good numbers, but we have no idea how many people will show up the first year. But so what happened was the last time we came, we thought it was just going to be a couple of people in the band and now it's grown to 9. And then the other thing was we added a petting zoo. So we just wanted to, let you guys know everything that we're doing, make sure we're getting everything straight.
That was gonna be what I jumped to. The band doesn't surprise me as much as your plan. So Miss Hunt here, right here, she'll wave her hand at you. She's our DPW director. So they'll let you know where you can put your petting zoo.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it's a fenced-in circle.
I'm sure.
It has to be.
It's
Yeah.
baby things. There's, we checked, there's goats, chicks, and bunnies.
All right, so you're gonna need to have a separate enclosure
Sure.
and you're gonna need your own insurance binder.
We provided a copy of the insurance binder.
These are just questions that I asked to make
Right.
sure that whatever you've submitted is in and appreciated.
I will make.
Questions?
I will- oh,
Any questions? All right,
I'll
motion.
make a motion, we approve pending, approval of DPW director, fire and police chiefs.
Second that motion.
Yeah, we got fire and police.
All right, so you'll be all set. Just make sure you touch base with them, but you'll be good to go.
Okay. So wait a minute. When do we deal with this young woman on that day? We have.
You
to-
can call her beforehand
Yeah.
Okay.
and as long as you know what your plan is, she knows the park.
She'll show us. where.
Yeah, she'll be able to help you with that.
Okay.
What about garbage disposal?
Yeah, that we wanted to know. Do I have to get rid of that myself? I'm
Possibly.
fine doing it. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
that's what we
Yeah,
figured.
yeah,
All right, I
yeah.
asked Tara, but
Yeah.
he wasn't sure.
Too.
Yeah, so animal droppings, if there are any. And Miss Hunt, do we have a truck that would go down there for them to put the bags in? So we'll have
Oh,
one of
really?
our small dump trucks there.
Oh,
So I don't
And
have to
that
go.
basically is your dumpster. So it's up to you to get it all from, you know what to do,
Oh,
Nicole.
yeah,
You're,
yeah, no, I mean. I
you're
was gonna
Warren
go-
zone.
I was gonna go to the dump myself, so that's
No, we'll make that easier for you.
good. Thank you.
Okay, so is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other
Thank you.
questions?
No, I hope to see
Okay.
something. Come see us.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
All right. take care.
See if I can get bitten. Okay, next P6, request for a one-day entertainment license from Mr. Oliveira. Mr. Oliveira here. I'm gonna recuse myself. This is my girlfriend's property. And she's a co-participant. So take over, Kerry.
All right,
Good evening.
good
Hi.
evening. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is David Oliveira. I am the president of Warren Citizens for Appropriate Development. And we're planning on the 29th of August. We have chosen a rain date the next day because this is going to be an outdoor event.
we're gonna have a concert from 2 to 6 as a fundraiser towards our group and, you know, our cause. Help housing situation in Warren. So that's basically what we're doing.
Sounds good. Any questions from the council?
Make a motion, we approve the one-day entertainment license with David Oliver.
I'll say, I just had one quick question. This is not the first time. You did this last year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Last year, not at Windswept. We
Not
did
Windswept.
an event that was March, that was at Frey Ridge Farm.
I see. I'm mistaken, but
Yeah, that
yes,
was a little
okay.
different
Thank you.
event.
All righty. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, I'm back. Next, we have a request for a one-day entertainment license from Amber Ramey and Gary Jackson. And this is for a 250th celebration neighborhood block party. And that's going to be over at 65 Barker Avenue to 2 Riverview Avenue. Hello. So you're participating in our sponsored events, and let us know what you plan on doing.
Yep. So I'm Gary Jackson. So as part of the whole 250th celebration committee, and the opportunity that they gave us, we're looking to host a small community event, at the corner of Barker and Riverview Streets. We'll have my, father-in-law's band playing. It's a 6-piece member band, and just getting the local community in the Barker, Middle Street, West Street, and Brady Street area. Just to attend, have a little potluck and enjoy some music in the middle of the day.
Have you discussed the plan with the police or fire?
So my wife has discussed with the Lieutenant Ferreira.
Yeah.
Concerning how the road would be blocked off and everything like that. We have not discussed with fire, especially because there's the Barker facility that we would need to address there.
Right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you approval contingent on speaking with police and fire. So even though you spoke with them now, they're always communicating within themselves.
Correct.
And sawhorses, if you need from DPW, on whatever we can do to help. It's a co-sponsored event, so we appreciate you taking advantage of this. Any questions?
Make a motion, we approve the one-day entertainment license pending police and fire approval.
Second.
Mr. Ray, you got a question?
No, I was gonna second, but.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll see you there.
Great,
I'll
thanks.
stop in. Next, we have request for a Class BV beverage license. So what we're going to be going through now is basically a correction of language as it was put on a business license, and we're going to be correcting this. Yes.
Might want to lump together P8 through 11.
You go.
You're all related to the same.
I'm going to, and Mr. St. Angelo's here, if anyone has any questions. All of the proper paperwork has been filed. Evidently, we were calling them Via Porter, they're really Porter Via. So,
We approved all of these.
we approved them all,
previously
but
under the other name?
yes, but
I'm gonna make a motion, we approve P8 through P11 with the name change to Porter Via instead of Via Porter.
can we do that in a group?
Okay, yes, you can.
Mr. Tromley, second that, all in favor?
Aye.
And then the one thing we want you to know
Yes.
is, there've been no more complaints.
Yes.
But the doors were open one night, the music was loud, somebody did call a complaint in. Just letting you know, everything's been solved since then, so we're happy with it. Hearing, the pizza's great, I think the pizza's good. Sandwiches are good. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Oh, it's very good.
Thank you.
See you, Michael.
Yeah.
Next, we have a request for a victualling license. This is an eSource Inc., doing business as Blue Water Vintage. It's Mr. Gene Fontaine here. Come on down and let us know what you plan on doing and where you want to do it.
Sure. Good evening.
Hi.
My name's Gene. We're looking to we are opening a vintage and antique store over on 18 Child. And what we're looking to do is incorporate a bar lounge area in this store. It's a nice interesting, unique concept that we have, and we're looking to combine kind of two things that people like, which is to shop and socialize. It's going to be a very defined space. I made up some plans here. Can I hand those out?
Yes, please.
Yeah, because I think it's better if you guys get a visual.
Do they include the outside at all?
They don't.
Okay.
So this is, first one is a plan view. That looks painful.
Oh, that's what I live with. Don't get burned.
That the old Boston store?
Yes,
Yes.
it doesn't go all the way through anymore.
Everybody,
It used to go through to market. It no longer does. Okay, so we are looking at a pretty picture. Tell us what.
Yeah, so what this is gonna do, like I said, it's gonna combine a vintage and antiques store business with a bar and a lounge. Now, as you can see from the layout here on the first page, this is a proposed construction, by the way, so construction hasn't really started on this. We're holding off, to get the approval of the license, but so basically what you're seeing is we're going to divide the space. You see to the right-hand side, there's kind of a short half wall there. And if you look on the second page with the kind of 3D, three-dimensional look, which is looking from the bar into the space, you're going to see we're going to integrate some windows. We found some great windows that went with the building that the landlord's going to let us use. These are some divided lights, and we're going to make this whole dividing wall corner. And then there's going to be a banquette surrounding that. And so what this is going to do is create some nice sight lines from the bar lounge area into the store and vice versa. I think it's important, though, to understand that the way we've designed this is that we're not going to allow food and beverages in the store area. So this is going to be a delineated or defined area. And the idea is that this is going to complement, our vintage business. So I'd like to give you a little bit of background about what I've been doing.
This is your opportunity to
Yeah,
shine.
fabulous. So I'm a longtime business operator. I've had a corporation that's been active for almost 30 years, coming up on 30 years. I did a different, a business that's kind of unrelated to this, supply chain, but I had developed an ancillary business in antiques and vintage, which is a passion of mine. So I've been running a vintage business for almost 15 years, going on almost 20 years. And the way this is developed, I have two retail spaces at the Rhode Island Antiques Mall. I think you guys are probably familiar. Everybody familiar with that? On the Pawtucket line there. It's a big antiques mall on the Pawtucket line. And there's quite a few dealers in that space. But we've developed a couple of marquee spaces in there that have become very popular. Been there for almost 10 years. And there's kind of two sides to what we do there. I have two different spaces. One of them, we do a lot of pop culture, vintage, where we do pulp kind of stuff. We do a lot of stuff with movie culture, posters, records, ephemera, pinups. We do like a lot of fun stuff, fun, colorful stuff in there. And then the other side, we have a high-end antiques and decorative arts space that we do. So we have a light showroom in there where we have chandeliers, we have different pendant lighting, we have floor lamps, we do mid-century and modern furniture. We do art, we do a lot of gilt mirrors. We're known for that, as well as we do jewelry and some kind of old Hollywood type of glamour stuff. So we get frequented a lot by designers, and people come to us who are, let's say, renovating a house and they're looking to put lighting in and so forth. Both of these spaces in their own ways have become very popular. And the idea with both of them was to kind of hit, a whole range. We wanted to hit a whole range of different price points. as well as, you know, different styles and so forth. So it's a very eclectic mixture, but it's very curated. Our thing is a curated collection. And so it really has a strong vision behind it. And hence, I think the popularity. So this is really, we're looking at an expansion here. And I've been a long-term East Bay person. So I owned a house in Barrington for many, many years. You know, very familiar with Warren, always liked the antique scene. Also in Warren, which, you know, some of that has disappeared a little bit, but there are a few small places still hanging in there. So when this space became available and it was, you know, a reasonable rent, which is really what we needed to make this work, I kind of jumped on it. And what we're looking to do there, you know, we're looking to do something really special. We're doing a full renovation. The bar piece is going to be very attractive. We're going to kind of marry what we do in the antique space. So for instance, we acquired a very beautiful 1800s back bar piece. We're going to do a custom bar. That back bar piece was in a mansion in Boston that also had a lot of architectural elements, panels and different things. So we're going to build out, we'd like to build out that whole bar space with that environment. And then we're going to integrate it like you see here with this lounge aspect. It's going to be a very clean build out, something that we think, you know, is really going to be a great addition to what's happening in Warren. You know, I see.
All right, before I open up to other people, I'm gonna
Yeah, go
ask
ahead.
you a few questions.
Sure.
And I'm sure they'll build off of it.
All right.
So what's your primary focus? Do you want to be a restaurateur? Do you want to have a bar? Or do you want to sell antiques? You have three things going on here.
Well,
in a very dense space.
Yeah,
So
it
what's your
is.
main focus.
It is, but again, I'm going to say that it's designed. What we're looking to achieve is more of a symbiotic type of relationship. So if you can kind of, you know, visualize this. And one last thing that I wanted to say before I get into it.
Go right ahead.
Our popularity at the Antiques Mall is going to be a feeder. So we're looking to maintain those spaces over there. And we're going to use it as a marketing vehicle to kind of sell Warren and what we're doing over here. And as you know, I mean, you know, if you're local East Bay, it's great, but it can be a little bit of a drive for people to make the trip over here. So we're looking to make it enticing. We wanted this to be kind of a destination place. So by having this bar, the great thing about antiques and vintage is it's all about history and it's all about the culture. And people who go and look at these products, they're interested in the history and the culture and they want to talk about it. So it generates a lot of discussion, a lot of socializing. And it's a real natural to then have this bar lounge entertainment space where, you know, people can come in, they're looking to discover the shop. They come, let's say, to look at our lighting showroom. And they say, oh, it's great. We can sit down here and have a beer and have a bite to eat. They can talk about that. On the other hand, you can come by, see our beer sign. We're looking to do a very unique thing there. I'm a guy who likes to do uncommon stuff. So we're going to have, we're looking to have like imported beers on tap, uncommon types of things that you don't ordinarily see. We're kind of got a little bit of a German theme going, and that we're going to do a menu of brats, different bratwurst and so forth, maybe some panini sandwiches. So maybe you stop in for a sandwich and a beer, and then, but you get to see all this stuff and you say, oh, cool, look at that. And you get interested, and then you want to go in and you want to do a little bit of a shop. One of the reasons I'm doing this, to go directly to your point, is that antiques can be slow. They're up and down. And so from a business standpoint, not only do I think this is a really neat concept from a consumer standpoint, and that, you know, they're going to be interested in it. And by the way, we got fabulous feedback from anybody that we've talked about this. They're kind of over the moon about it. I've got at least 100 email addresses.
That's cool. But how many of them asked you about where your dumpster is going to be?
Right. No, and we're going to address
That's what I'm
it.
asking.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to address
Where
it.
where will your dumpster be?
We're not going to have a dumpster. We're going to use barrels.
Where will your barrels be? We walked the property yesterday.
Okay.
The alleys are actually, we're going to be having the building official and the fire marshal go over there.
Yeah.
We're very concerned about the congestion in that block.
Yeah, let me speak to
Interestingly
that.
enough, that block has in my lifetime and probably further, never had a restaurant. So go across the street, yes. Go across the street to Market to the north, yes.
Yeah.
But that block has never had a restaurant.
That particular.
That particular. So
Yeah.
there are some physical limitations that I'm not sure how you're gonna overcome.
Yeah, so let me, and that's, I'm glad you brought that up. I knew you were gonna bring that up,
Well-
actually, you know, of course. And so I've also given a lot of thought to that. And, you know, over a long business career, I'm a solutions guy. So, you know, there's problems, you got to try to figure out a solution. I mean, sometimes there may not be, but in this case, I believe there is. And we've given a lot of thought to it. So I agree with you that that alleyway right now is kind of a mess. And whether or not there was a, you know, whether or not there's a bar going in there or anything, it has to be addressed because
Yes,
it is a
it's-
problem.
It's occupied by your neighbor's barrels already, and you can't walk through it.
Exactly.
So it's,
So,
it doesn't seem,
so here's what I want to, here's what I'm
Okay,
going to
go.
do about it. Okay.
Try to
You know,
enlighten me.
Yeah, no, I know.
I
Give
know when I
me,
looked at yesterday. so-
give me a shot.
I'll-
Believe me, I've
You're
been
here.
by it a million times too.
Go
So
ahead.
absolutely, and it is a challenge, but I don't think it's unsolvable. So one, that alleyway, which goes all the way back, there's a couple of things going on. So there's some junk, a little bit of junk and stuff in the back of that alleyway. Okay, so the first thing that needs to be done, and we're going to take it on ourselves. So you know, we have the initiative, we have the incentive, we're going to get it done. So we're going to go in, we're going to clean up that entire alleyway. Right now, what you have is you have barrels from, you have a set from the upstairs tenants, and you have a set, as you mentioned, from the adjacent building,
The
which
gentleman with all the plants.
yeah, I think with all the plants, I think that's a private residence.
I don't know what.
Yeah,
it is.
I think so. So anyway, what we're gonna do is two things. One of the primary things that will solve the immediate issue is the exit, the rear exit in that alleyway is about 2/3, you know, down the building. So one of the things, and it needs to be, as we all know, that needs to be an open egress state.
I'm gonna be sending the building official over there tomorrow because
Okay.
I don't think a person can walk down it.
Yeah, they can't right now.
And you're calling it an exit.
No, that's right. And
Right.
I'm also calling it out because I immediately recognize the problem there.
I
So-
appreciate that.
Yeah, so what we're looking to do is I'm gonna clean that alleyway in the back. The barrels need to be moved to the back up behind the egress door, the exit door, which there is room. Okay, and then that alleyway needs to be completely clear.
Do you
So
know the
that-
width of that alley?
I don't know the exact width. I'm guessing when I
We have a
say,
picture of it.
oh, you do? Okay.
It's about an inch wider than a barrel.
Yep. So there's two
Because
things.
Your limitation, I'm not even gonna speak for the building official
So
or,
that, what I'm looking at in the picture is probably not a required means of egress. So it doesn't need to meet all of the codes of a required means of egress. It looks like he has one in the front, one in the back.
he's gonna store all his barrels.
Well, yeah, I would say you can't, that's what, I
There's
would
no
say
other
that
place.
concerns more as a fire hazard.
That's
than a
what I'm
trash
talking
door.
about, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
a.
mean, so,
it's
so
a
that,
fire.
you know, I mean, it's not wide enough to meet code for a means of egress.
Why you're
But
here.
it wouldn't be a required means of egress, because he's got one in the front and one in the back already, and two is all he would need. That would be a convenience exit, for lack of a better term. I got some questions.
Go right ahead.
I mean, how many people you see, are these tables here?
Yeah, those are short little cocktail tables. So that's a banquet. If you look on that second sheet, you can see it better. You can get a better idea. And those tables look solid in that it's just the way that they're little wire tables.
So you don't really have many, your seating is not much. You got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Call it 26 max.
Yeah, we had about, no, we have a little more than that. Well, let's see what I had here. We had seating capacity max of about 40 persons.
Where?
20, well, we had, that's some standing room too. So if you imagine what you have is you've got roughly 10 to 15, 12 to 15 at the bar, 10 to
Is this
15.
Where you, over here, where you have door to saloon, is this area for patrons?
No, that's the back, that's a back room there. So you
That's
see here,
salon.
like-
There is a nail salon
That's what-
directly
there's a nail
behind.
salon.
On the side, okay, now, so over
There's no
here,
back
so right
egress.
here, this is a half,
I don't
this is a wall. Now, gonna be a wall with windows on top, as you see in the second sheet. This is the bar area. This is a kitchen. Yeah. There's a door here, and this is a. Where's your standing room? You said you wanted to keep them out of the retail. No, right here, so you have, okay, so let me, so you have, this is the bar, obviously. This
This is
gray
one
that you
of-
see it all the way around, that's the banquette. That you can sit. Okay, so this is seating all the way around. Still don't see Corey. These are local, no. And actually, what just got brought to my attention, which is the biggest concern, is that door doesn't exit to Market Street?
No, it was nail salon.
So, to build on, Mr. Hanley's question, so you
Yes.
don't actually have a door in the back of that space that gets you outside?
No, you would have to go through the salon, and that's why what we're saying our second egress is the side door for the alley. And that's why, so I want to just,
Where's
But-
that, is that,
Not close at all.
well, I'd like to expand. I didn't get to really kind of finish what the
And
possibilities.
Give us a picture how wide it is.
We
It's a
appreciate-
minimum of 44 inches wide. You don't have that.
John,
For an egress?
let me just explain something.
Yes.
Okay,
We appreciate your
enthusiasm?
Yeah.
presentation and all.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably not be able to rule on this evening. Because the questions that you're bringing to us, Ms. Cronin and I were there yesterday.
yes.
I can't imagine somebody in an emergency, not even handicapped, trying to come out of that alley. And it's where you're saying you're gonna store your barrels. There's no other place I can see.
Okay, let me just add to that for a minute.
And Mr. Hanley is just so you know, he's
Yep.
the building official for Pawtucket.
Okay,
I was the one that signed the CO.
So he-
for Rhode Island.
is that right?
He understands the
Yep,
law.
and
and-
I'm not,
There's a very famous actor that had it. Still goes there.
yeah, that's, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So,
No, I'm not, I just want to explain some of the potential options.
well, we're trying to explain some of the potential hazards.
No, I get that as
We're not
it's,
seeing,
I want to ask a question.
Okay,
please, Just to get a clarification.
please, ask a question.
So, okay, and to Mr. Hanley here too, I guess. So.
Oh, yeah, to him.
I'm
Let-
not the building official on that.
No, I get it. I get it.
That's who you'll be dealing.
I get it.
But-
We're all just kind of searching this
And
out.
he understands the
Yeah.
process better than any of us. So go
Right.
right ahead.
That's fine. This is a discussion.
It is.
So I guess clarification from you would be, let's assume no barrels at all, okay? Are you saying though that couldn't be used as a fire exit?
If it was there's a lot of, you should have an architect look for a code compliance on this because, hey, depending on your occupant load, you may not need 2 exits. Your occupant load and your travel distance.
Okay,
You may not need 2 exits. That you could never use that as a required means of egress because it's not wide enough. You're so close to the other building, if there are any, you'd have to have, so that suppose the other building catches on fire first, you're gonna send people through the alley where the building's on fire? No, but that's why that wouldn't count. You got a bunch of things wrong with using that as a means of egress. Now, an architect
yeah.
that could look at this and say, hey, this is my occupant load, this is my travel distance. I don't need 2 means of egress. That burden's on you, not us.
right.
So, and
We
also.
can't make that.
And also, he would
conclusion.
work out with more of what your occupant load is, because by looking at this, it's so hard to judge your occupant load. Because you've got so many square foot for standings and so many square foot for tables and chairs. You got them both going.
Yeah.
So this is all way extremely hypothetical, and by state law, if you submit this permit, it's gotta have an architect stamp. So you might as well probably engage an architect that he can come up with a plan, show us, because I think you're suggesting putting the trash barrels over here in this
Mm.
area.
No. So what I was going to say in addition to this is that there's a couple of options, potential options. I'm not saying they're options.
There are options.
Yep,
whether
the
they
thing
work
we're
or-
exploring right now.
Go right ahead.
So what the landlord is very cooperative and has been very supportive of this. So what he's going to do is, which I think is important, and maybe we can get this set up for the next meeting. He's going to do a survey, have a survey done also of the property because he wants to see exactly where, what the borderline is for the landing, because on the other side, they own the nail salon. And on the other side, there's also like a shared drive between those two, but potentially there's space. There's a lot more space on that side and we could move barrels over there.
Just so you know,
Yep,
building official will be going there also.
okay.
There's all sorts of construction debris.
No,
Uh,
not on that side.
I'm letting you just know
Yep.
that all of the properties that you're talking about, unfortunately, have a storage problem. And they're utilizing, and they're utilizing these alleys as storage. So there's decking material and lumber all in one alley. Then you go that used to be the old recording studio. So now you're sharing the wall where you're talking about with the nail salon. I mean,
Yeah, but on the other, where the construction material is,
Mhm.
that's on the corner facing the parking lot.
Correct.
Okay, the municipal parking lot.
Correct.
I'm actually, and that was one other potential option, was that we were gonna maybe also see if the owner of that property.
So what you need to do is, instead of coming in front of us with potential options, you come in front of us with signed
Show us.
agreements.
Yeah,
And then the next step would be is, if you're interested in trying this, that whole area we've been struggling for years.
Yeah.
Trying to get it cleaned up, because what ends up happening is the building considers Child Street the front. And then the back, Market Street, looks at a dumpster, which is always full, and a pile of lumber and all that. So,
Yeah.
like, we try not to heavily burden someone who is trying to do construction with maintaining the proper law, the position in law.
yeah.
But this is
Been like
their
that for a
fault.
while.
But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
now that we're looking at this area, it's coming to our attention again. And once it comes to our attention, we can't ignore it. So,
I agree.
You
So-
know,
So,
it's-
okay,
Mr.
so can
Cabral's
I-
gonna be over there.
So if we could hold this over.
Oh, it- no-
May I make a
There's
suggestion?
nothing negative happening to you
Yeah,
tonight.
okay, all right,
May I
great.
Mr.
make a
DeSisto.
suggestion?
Yep.
And I understand that oftentimes applicants, they like to get their permits and their licenses before they go ahead and start spending money.
That's right.
But in this instance, I think what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to have more information. And this isn't something that you can go on a concept. So my suggestion here would be to allow the applicant to withdraw his application. He got some good feedback here, so that he can come back with a different plan that will address these issues. I think that's what you need to do.
Well, can I just make a comment on that? What I would prefer to do, if we can, is I would like to keep the application in. I've heard what the issues are. And
This is to your advantage.
let me just say, I've heard.
I know, but you don't understand the process.
Okay.
It's to
All right,
your
sorry.
advantage to withdraw it.
Oh, you think I should withdraw?
Yeah, you're starting fresh. You're coming back.
I mean, I would,
If you keep it here, it doesn't serve any purpose.
if it was just the building and fire code issues, I'd have no problem issuing a license, because then you still gotta
Yep.
satisfy them. If you can't do what you wanna do,
Right.
then even though you got the license, you can't open. My biggest
That's right.
concern is I wanna see, where are you gonna put the trash? If you're gonna have a storage area and take it every night, I wanna see that. I wanna
Yeah,
see it on the
exactly.
plan. If you're
I
gonna
agree.
store it over there where you have
Yep.
the lease, I wanna see that you have the lease.
But my question is about withdrawing the application. The issue with that is there's very limited licenses. So I don't want to lose.
You wouldn't be retaining a position in line.
You would?
No.
Even to come back if I can solve these issues
If you
by the
come
next
back and
meeting?
no one, and no
That's
one
what-
else asks for a license, sure.
So there's
But
no
we
way
can't-
that can
we-
be on hold
No,
until,
we can't assign it to you because you're not in accordance with the law.
If we had to vote on it tonight, we'd vote to deny it. I
Yeah.
believe we'd vote to deny it.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
would take you out of the line.
the
anyway.
neighborhood is crammed right
Everything that
there.
was said here was to protect you, so.
Yeah. no, I
We
appreciate
would
it. I
push
get
you to
it.
do the best business you possibly
Yeah.
can in Warren. You just have to figure out how to do it.
So, all right, let me ask you this question then.
Go right ahead.
Let's say, if the bar component, so is the bar component irrelevant?
No.
I'd
go-
like to ask you a
go
question.
right ahead.
If
Ms.
you
Cronin.
are denied the bar component, if we say, no, you may not serve alcohol in that space, would that change your business plan?
Well, it would drastically. We could open as just a shop, but my question is, because what my understanding of some of these issues are, is that this relates really to fire, and to other important
Fire,
topics.
trash,
So
occupancy.
this got a but it did get a sign off the last time when it was a store.
If
It
it
was-
was just for the retail space.
Yeah.
No
We wouldn't
problem.
be having this discussion, because that's what it was before.
It's already by
You're
law.
adding the vitrilling, which is the food, and
Yep.
you're adding the bar.
You're changing the
Adding
use.
either one of those increases your trash burden. It also increases your intensification under the building and fire code.
And requires you to ask for permission because
Correct.
you're changing the use.
So if this was just for the, say.
Well, we did get that, by the way.
Retail
We
sales.
went to zoning and we got the approval on the change of use. So
Not really,
I'm ju-
because without a license, you can't do it. So we're trying to give you the best information we can. What Mr. DeSisto said is a lot of times people want to get ahead of it thinking that it secures their opportunity, but you end up spending a lot of money.
No, I get that. I'm just trying to
to.
understand if there's any way it can be put on the shelf until I fix these issues and come back.
The idea is on the shelf. We can't just put a license.
But I mean, and
attached to your
hold the
name.
place for
We're
the
gonna ask you to
licenses.
withdraw. Don't withdraw. I'm gonna make a motion to deny your application.
Yeah, okay. All right. No, fair enough. Then we'll have to withdraw.
So that would be all three applications, pinball machine, victualling license, and BVL liquor license.
I'll make a motion
Can I
that.
just ask a question?
Yes. Mr. Rego.
Would you be interested in doing this without
And then-
the liquor license? Without having a bar, or would it not work?
Yeah, no, it is a potentiality, but it is a potentiality that was the original idea. However, from, the business model and everything that we've done, because we have put a lot of effort into that. And like, as I said, from a business perspective, we really
Okay.
wanted that second revenue. So the answer is yes, we can still open as a shop.
The reason I bring this up is because once you do all your due diligence, you may realize that it's not feasible that far of the other department agency. So again, once you do your homework.
Yeah, so and I guess I need to know kind of from the council, let's say if we took the bar piece out of it for now, we withdraw the application.
Can I jump
We-
in?
yeah, we can't do-
Everything that you have on here tonight relates to the retail use.
Okay,
All of the three items you have on the agenda tonight relate to the BVL license, the victualling license, and the pinball machine.
Mhm.
That's where the council has their jurisdiction.
Yep.
So that's why that has to be withdrawn. These other issues, that's something for you to consider. If you decide that you don't want to have this tavern aspect to it, then you proceed in another regulatory scheme, and you're not gonna come here.
so you do believe though that we,
You
if
could
we
go-
didn't do that though, we could still get a fire sign off on it.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not ready to give an opinion on that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I took a look at your plans. From the plans you presented, I can't tell.
we're gonna wrap it up with Mr. Trombley, Ms. Cronin, and then I think we're gonna hear from Mr. Handley. Mr. Trombley?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fontaine, for coming before us tonight. I think one of the issues that you had mentioned that wasn't part of the main discussion was sort of the other BVL stores and businesses in the area. And I know Ms. Cronin and Mr. Rego brought that up. But for me, just because it's already in a very densely populated part of town, we already have a number of bars and restaurants in that area. Richardson's is right next door, and then the new Porta Via or Via Porta, I can't remember which one.
We don't know.
We don't know any. I think for me, my biggest concern is that this sort of the BVL businesses start to cannibalize each other, and none of the, and it makes everyone less successful. So I would be very hesitant to approve a BVL license for any business that came in that general area. Does that make sense?
Well, I think I would have an answer to it, but I don't think,
Probably
I
not.
don't think we're really gonna need to discuss it
That's
tonight.
Understandable. I just wanted to communicate
know.
that
Yeah,
back to you. Thank you.
Fine,
Cronin?
that's an opinion.
What were your, if everything got approved and you get the doors open with everything you want, what are your hours gonna be?
Well, what we did was at the zoning board, we got approved for full hours. And then the idea was, we've done some reconnaissance in Warren too, and we know it gets quiet, in a lot of the evenings. So we were then gonna gauge what the demand was and then prune back the hours to meet that. The store part was always gonna close at about 6 o'clock. And then that retail part would come down, the lights would come down on that, would be a roped off area, and the lounge would continue as.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up. Are you done?
Well, I just,
Because
I'm
you
really puzzled by
just-
your proposal here, the floor plan. This is very confusing here where you have the bar and the lounge and the food and whatnot and the retail area in the front, and then you're gonna, it's just, it's almost,
Well, what's puzzling about it?
I think it's best that we stop.
yeah, I don't think we need.
Because you said that the bar was going to enhance your, the shopping. And now you said that the bar is gonna stay open after the shopping. So I'm getting confused and I don't wanna get a
Yeah.
negative feeling on this.
But
Okay.
it's also, but back to the fact that it's a very densely populated area. You've got retail and residential right there. And the idea that we're gonna be approving a business that's gonna be creating more sort of, nighttime activity in that very tight space is concerning. And we have from our small business community, which I am a member of, we've gotten a lot of pushback from other small businesses who are in the food and beverage community who just think that we've got enough. And, I applaud somebody coming forward with a good idea and want to be supportive of it. But this just feels a little gilding of the lily to me. But if you withdraw and you come back and the plans make sense, I think you'll have an open ear here.
Okay, why
Yeah.
don't we do that? I think
You
that's.
gotta have less
Yeah.
hypothetics and more plan. Mr. Hanley,
I'm ready to make a motion.
go right ahead.
I'm gonna make a motion, we allow the applicant to withdraw P12, P13, and PH1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And if you do come back, like I said, the main thing that I'm gonna wanna see, I'm not overly concerned about the building and the fire code, because if we give you your license and you can't make it work to their codes, you're out of luck, not us.
Right.
But I mean, a clear plan or location of the trash receptacles, maybe a little bit more detail,
And-
like
and-
occupant load, like
And
where,
John, written permission
Written
permission
permission
plan, if
with
it's
it.
gonna be your
Yeah.
neighbor
where the dumpster's gonna
having
be.
the dumpster, that has to be in print. That's like, has to be
Yeah,
a
I'm
legal
not-
document.
Yeah, I'm not telling.
Yeah,
you-
we understood it would always be contingent on that anyway, but I
We're
get where
giving
you're
you
coming.
advice on what to bring
Yep.
forward.
I'm
I
not
get it.
telling you to go get architectural plans at this point. I'm
All right.
just telling you that.
We're gonna move on.
we-
You
it's- we-
feel free to
the
take
main
these.
thing for this council
Sure.
to be trash in those locations.
In case you need to use them or mock them up. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have P14, request for a transfer of a victualling license, Renegade Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Revival. So Peter Lowry, Marie Lowry, Keegan Dunson, and Stephanie Ruggiero. And hi, Stephanie. So your plan is to simply transfer the license with one less person?
To us.
Two less, sorry, yeah.
Marie.
Mr. DeSisto, what do you
Yeah,
wanna,
unfortunately, when these changes to the corporate structure take place, even though they're members now, you have to go through this route. So you need to prove it's a public hearing, you can hear from the public, and then after that, you can take a vote on it, but this is a fairly routine matter.
actually, we don't have, we have two, so we're gonna put the P14 and we're gonna combine the PH2. So it will be a public hearing, is that okay? Is that
Yes.
proper?
yes, Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna combine those two. This is a public hearing. This is basically a transfer of ownership. Two members are leaving the corporation. Is there anyone here from the public who would like to speak on this matter? They own Revival, bottom of Miller and Water. Okay, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we want to take action on P14. Mr. DeSisto, the actual language is request for a transfer.
The transfer of the license will be to these two individuals.
I'll make a motion, we transfer the vitrilling license.
To Keegan Dunson and Stephanie Ruggiero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And next,
That does not include that child.
Yeah, yeah, 30 years from now.
Now, Anthony, this is the same thing. This is gonna be continued with the clerk to make sure everything, that we have to do that. You know how we normally, when we do the,
No, in this instance, no, because it's just a change of ownership.
okay.
So that would happen in November when they come and they have to present all their things to Sandy.
I will make a motion that we approve the transfer of the Class B beverage license to Keegan Duncan and Stephanie Ruggiero.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I just wanna say one thing, I never mentioned, but I bet your restaurant was one of my favorite restaurants.
That's amazing.
Great job.
He says that to
Appreciate
everybody.
it.
He's just looking for.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Probably see you this week. Next, we have ordinance, chapter 32, zoning, section 3255, wholesale business and storage uses, the first reading. John, do you want to explain what's going on here?
Well, I'm not sure of the reasoning for the change, but basically what.
Oh,
the change-
This is what Fausto's here for. All right.
This is I'm here on behalf of Prime Properties, who is the owner and operator of the storage facility at 130 Franklin Street.
Okay.
Just so you understand, the ultimate objective here is to expand our facility there. And we've done market studies, and a substantial expansion is needed in the town of Warren. First step is to amend your ordinance, your zoning ordinance, so that we could obtain this, we could have this expansion with a special use permit. Unfortunately, your ordinance right now omits self-storage, and we're asking that it be included in the ordinance. What specifically we're asking for tonight is that you refer this, as you are required, as your solicitor will tell you, that you refer this to your planning board. Hopefully they could hear it on July 27th and give you a recommendation on the ordinance amendment. And then we'll be back before this council, I believe, in August, and hopefully it would for a public hearing on
Are
it.
there any questions for Stan Wheeler? Just the trolley.
Would you be willing to share those studies that you mentioned?
Well, we're going to certainly share those with the planning board. I assume they're going to be incorporated in their report. And I'm sure I have Mr. Steele from my client, who I'm sure will be willing to give you those numbers.
Okay, thank you.
My question would be
The Hanley.
more towards the solicitor. If this does get passed, we are gonna need some requirements for a special use permit, because as you know, if you require a special use permit and you don't list the requirements, by state law, it becomes allowed by right. So, any requirements that we're gonna need some requirements or something about it.
I think the plan is, and of course, Bianca couldn't make it.
Yeah.
But that in connection with the planning board's review of this, that those specific and objective criteria will be incorporated in that report. And then they can also be added to the language here. There's actually two components here. You have the first one.
That was my second question.
Which has the use table. Currently, just going to Mr. Anguila's client, that self-storage on Franklin Street is a prior non-conforming use that's grandfathered in. The expansion plans that they have are in excess of what's allowed in your zoning ordinance, which limits the expansion of non-conforming uses to no more than 25%. That's the second part of what's being asked over here. So I think what the applicant is doing is taking a belt and suspenders approach to this. That will go to the planning board also, and that will be part of their discussion as to whether or not these comply with the comprehensive plan. Both components. So this goes beyond a little bit on Franklin Street, because as you know, as you can see, the S's go to more than one zone on this. So there'll be a pretty wide-ranging discussion, I think, at the planning board as to whether or not it's an appropriate use, not only for the town of Warren, but also in light of your newly enacted comprehensive plan.
That's exactly right. The solicitor and I have discussed this, and let me just add parenthetically, when you get to be our age, we always use belt and suspenders. But be that as it may, what we're trying to do here, I mean, like I said, and we're going to share this with Mr. Swamley and everybody else, this town needs more self-storage. You're an undersupplied town right now based on our studies. And this will allow self-storage to be built in the appropriate areas.
Where is the expansion going to be? Onto the grass, the parking lot?
It's mostly the parking lot, actually. But we do have plans which would be presented to planning.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Talking about expansion.
Yeah. You're
I
all
know
very
the
familiar with
property,
the
yeah,
space, I
so-
know.
My other question
Stanley?
is to the change in the ordinance. It still would require a special use permit to expand it, but it wouldn't be limited to 25%.
That's correct, yeah.
Exactly.
That's correct.
That's exactly right.
So is there a motion to send it to planning?
I have a question.
Go right ahead,
I
Mr. Rego.
Can't do it until it's still boys manufactured.
Correct.
Right now, they have it self-storage, but they're limited by the ordinance, so what we're doing. is
Correct.
Making it right.
You're making it so they can at least ask to do what they want to do.
That's correct.
You're allowing the
You need
opportunity.
to actually do two things here under the enabling act. The first one is refer to the planning board. But secondly, you have to set the matter down for a public hearing. And that would be at your August meeting, assuming that Sandy can get the advertising in for your August meeting for the zoning.
Will the planning, does that give the planning board enough time to hear it and get back to us for the public hearing?
That would be at their July 29th meeting.
27th.
27th.
They're meeting at
Yeah.
20.
So Mr. Trombley has a question. Ms. Flanagan, if you want to come down and take a seat in the front row. you can get
It will be a
correct.
quick one. Sorry.
right ahead.
So the current cap is 25%.
Correct.
And the problem is you guys want to expand a little bit.
36%.
36%. Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
This is Ms. Flanagan. She's on the planning board.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna make any comment about what we think about it. What I didn't see was a definition of what a special, of what a self-storage facility is in what was proposed to me here. And obviously the other issue of what would be the standards for issuing a special permit. I didn't see that.
So is that language we include in the
That
motion?
will be addressed by the
Planning board can create all of that.
Presumably.
Sure.
Make
Sure.
recommendations that. we-
Sure, we'll absolutely, we'll make a recommendation, but that's not the purpose. As I understand the statute, that wasn't the purpose of tonight's.
Thank you.
Okay,
I will make a motion. We refer this to the planning board for their
July
for
meeting
their July 27th meeting, and I would also make a motion that we set a public hearing date for the next regularly scheduled town council meeting
in August. Okay,
I keep reading.
advertising.
Don't change. But I still got up. Now, give me enough time. If I wait.
Statute is 3 successive weeks.
No, don't wait for the planning board. Schedule it without the planning board recommendation.
Then I
Not-
can do it for August.
Yeah, notwithstanding that if the planning board might say, we don't recommend that you do this, here's why. The hearing would go forward without that.
So automatically just advertising that.
Correct, yes.
Right, so it'd be on for your August 11th meeting. Correct.
All right, so we have a motion and an agenda.
We have
A motion and a
Sorry.
second.
Before I make a second,
Mr.
just
Trombley.
ask the solicitor, since these are two, since this is 01 and 02, we would have to have two motions and two for this, or was it, can just be combined?
You can combine it all 1 and 02.
Then I'll second Mr. Hanley's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Next, we have correspondence.
No, you got 03.
Oh, no, 03, missed it. 03, Chapter 12, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 12-66, Designated Fines, first reading. So what we're recommending is a fine increase from $20 to $50, and that shall be imposed for the following violations of this article: overtime parking, parking in restricted area, and double parking. Discussion.
Next page.
Oh, wait, I have the next page. Hold on. Parking in fire lane, parking on sidewalk, parking to obstruct the driveway, parking within 15 feet of a corner, parking with left wheels to curb, parking within 8 feet of a fire hydrant, parking in excess of 1 foot from curb, and parking on marked crosswalk or within an intersection. So the continues, a fine of what was $20, now we'll go to 75, shall be imposed for violation of a winter snow parking ban. Payment of fines set forth in A, B, and C above may be made in accordance with the provisions of section 12-64 of this article. A fee of $40 per hour shall be imposed for police detail cruiser. So what we're doing is basically changing all of the fine structure because it's been cheaper for people to break the law than it is to follow the law. Mr. Rego, question.
Tony, the thing left out there is, posted no parking, like when they do streets.
Restricted area. Sandy?
This is actually what came from, police chief. This was the list that came to you.
The actual language, isn't it?
So could we add posted, no parking, because right now you really don't have that in.
When you post it, it's a restricted area, parking in a restricted area.
What you could do is put posted and restricted.
Yeah.
Or
we add
posted
that.
/ restricted.
Ms. Flanagan seems to have an answer or
No, I
something.
have another question. Parking with wheels to left curb. What
Yes.
about Washington Street and other one-way streets where you have to park on the left-hand side of the street?
Well, that's legal.
Okay.
In other words, on that one, it would be if they are parking on the wrong side of the street facing up. So where it's a one-way, it's legal.
I don't have any problem with this, it's just, I think we should have, some of them should be more expensive.
Well, let's start.
Parking and a foot away from the curb is not quite as dangerous as parking in a fire lane or parking in an intersection.
Well, let's start with this and see if it changes.
This was back in May. I'm putting it into ordinance form. You've approved this ordinance.
Correct, and without an ordinance, the enforcement can't follow.
Right.
Well, because we're going through this process, if we need to make changes.
You wanna make it.
Yeah. So,
And my understanding, was this one of the ones that we approved at our budget meeting?
Yes, well, we approved it earlier, but it has to be ordained. So if somebody had to receive the ticket for the $75 and was smart enough. What?
Well,
No, and they went to court and said, show me that it's in the ordinance. It's not in the ordinance yet. So they would actually be innocent.
Okay.
So this is the process of the second process. We increased them once, now we have to put them in ordinance. Is that correct, Mr. DeSisto?
yes, but Joe, again, Tony, would you say that we should put posted no parking where it's posted, or is restricted area because you post no parking, is that considered a restricted area?
Yeah, I think restricted is fine, but if there's some concerns and you want to put the word posted in there, you can.
Mr. Rego,
I
add
would
it.
just- I would just say that,
Go right ahead, make the motion.
I make a motion that we add, and posted no parking areas, no, posted no parking. We have posted no parking.
Okay, is there a second?
So it would say, it would be number 2, parking in restricted and or posted no parking area.
I'm okay with that.
That's correct, yes.
Okay,
So you're seconding that.
and I am now seconding it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, is there an action on this in totality, all of it? Somebody make a motion to
I'll
approve.
make a motion, we approve increasing the parking fines from $20 to $50.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we need you to make a motion for the $40 increase for the police detail.
We get the.
What
fine
about
for
the
Oh,
fine?
yeah, parking, yeah,
Make a
snow ban,
motion,
sorry.
we increase the fine for parking and, for not complying with violation, the snow ban parking in the amount of $75 from $25.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And John C.
And I will make a motion that we, add a fee of $40 per hour shall be imposed for police detail cruiser required because of violation of the parking ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. What about the C, payment of fine set forth?
That's, we're not changing that.
Okay. Next, correspondence. Anybody have anything in correspondence that they would like to pull for some reason? Now's your time. If not, is there a motion to approve correspondence?
Make a motion, we accept and file the correspondence.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Old business, discussion and action regarding State Traffic Commission approval and proposal for the installation of 2 crosswalks in the vicinity of Crossroad Pub and the Market Street Pub. I put this on, Mr. Rego has brought concerns and a lot of people have wanted this. The state's approved it. It's come back. That there's going to be a removal of parking in those areas. I spoke with via email with the owners of Market Street Pub. They're okay with it. At first, they felt like losing the 3 spaces was an inconvenience, but then when you look at the actual site line and the fact that the danger comes from people leaving those parked cars that are right in front of their business, they seem to have softened, and they told me that they have no problem with it. I'm not sure, Mr. Manager, Mr. Sullivan, did you correspond with the owners of Crossroad Pub?
Thank you.
Mr. Rego did. Okay, let us know what they said.
They were fine.
Okay.
She was actually the one.
Okay, so the action now is for the council to accept the crosswalks.
And Mr. President, just to let you know, I did go to Crossroad Pubs and we went outside and looked at the actual location. And as Mr. Rego said, she was very happy with that.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve?
No, we don't need any state here, do we? Is this a state road?
What they're asking us is to accept the crosswalks. They were asking us, like, maybe it's just them being polite. Because we requested them, they approved them, then they said, are there any changes or denials of their, do we have any of that? And we don't, so we want them.
Yes, from what I understood, they just wanted to make sure that the council and the 2 businesses were aware that if these crosswalks go in, there would be a change in the parking situation.
So, Mr. DeSisto, do we need a language? Do we need an action?
You don't need to take any action.
Okay, thank you. Next, this is a discussion and action regarding adding a crosswalk at Coomer Avenue. Now, unfortunately, we had discussed this last year. It fell through the cracks. It didn't make it to the state. And I believe the error came from the Traffic Commission local instead of it being sent to the State Traffic Commission. I've been in touch with them. We're having a meeting on July 22nd. I'm hopeful if they approve this, I'm hoping they will approve this request. It will require them to do some demolition of new construction that they've already done on the west side of Main Street. We'll take it up with them at the time. What I'm hoping on and what the people on Coomer who brought this forward is once again hoping for council support. So is there council support? There's a bus stop
We
there.
already asked.
We
them
did,
for it,
and
yeah.
but unfortunately,
They didn't get it.
they didn't get it. So we're asking again, is there a motion to approve the request for a crosswalk at the corner of Coomer and Main?
Yes, you made the motion.
I'll make that
I can
motion.
make the
I'll
motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And we're having that meeting, like I said, myself and the manager, DPW director, police will probably be there, everybody will be there, it's a party. Next, discussion and action regarding increased traffic and speeding on Coomer Avenue. This again has been brought by the neighborhood. They don't mind bringing it up. Is there anyone from the neighborhood here? So we have one member of the neighborhood here, but so they tell me that there's been an increase in traffic. We don't disagree. We believe probably it's people that are trying to avoid the construction on Metacom as well as Main. The traffic's going into those neighborhoods. The neighborhoods aren't designed for that amount of traffic. If there's one car parked on one side of the road, it immediately blocks 2-lane traffic. We don't really know what to do. Spoke with the police chief. We can put the message board there. That even impedes traffic. We're hoping
We can throw this out there.
throw it out there.
Because what's happening, that's become a cut through, is that?
Well, we think it is, but it also is people in the neighborhood speed. Unfortunately, they speed. What we're gonna do is set up the trap. We're gonna set up the traffic control, the monitoring device, and we'll have the actual numbers. We haven't done that yet.
Is a speed bump something that you would do on a small road like that temporarily?
You could, but the noise of it at the house and all, I don't know. Chief,
We did put the message board out there from June 23rd to June 29th.
okay.
We had 606 vehicles to the area. The average speed was 18 miles.
So,
What was the highest speed?
Highest speed was between 26 and 30.
I believe it's what, 25?
25.
31 and 35. You had one vehicle, 3 vehicles between 21 and 35.
Out of 600, did you say?
Mr. President, may I make a?
Mr. Tromley, go right ahead.
Because I've had a similar, I've heard from folks that live on Campbell, and Campbell's kind of in the same vein. It's a cut through. People use it to get around Main Street traffic. Would it be possible to look into, or maybe direct the town manager to look into trying to acquire some of those solar powered speed, they're not cameras, but they sort of
Speed recognition system.
Speed
yeah.
recognition
They're around
system.
$3,500 a piece. We're looking into it. We're hopeful maybe Miss Paula Castro will be able to get some grants. There's interesting language on where the grants are more applicable than others.
I think that
So-
would be perfect for Coomer. I think if we could get two, one for Coomer, one for Campbell, that would solve a big chunk of our kind of.
Once people are aware of their speed, they do
I think the
react.
increased traffic is 90% due to construction, because it is a cut through, but it's real, if traffic's moving on Main Street or Medicom Avenue, it's not a quicker route. It takes you longer to take that cut through.
And when we look
than
at
it does, so without the construction, I think that the increase in traffic will start to subside.
And when you look at the numbers, the majority of the speed is not that high. So we understand the pains of the neighborhoods, but the math is showing us that 18 miles an hour is your average speed. So we'll keep an eye on it. Mr. Sullivan, you have anything you want to add?
Just education is an important thing, and I agree with Councilman Tremblay about the signs. If we could get those, especially if they're portable ones where you can move them around where you get complaints, so they're not permanent. The other aspect is enforcement, and we'll ask the police department to go out there and increase enforcement, and hopefully that will get the message to the people who are cutting through in that area.
Okay. No action needed. Next, a new business 3. Discussion and action regarding the addition of 3 15-minute parking spaces on Railroad Avenue, specifically located immediately after the handicap parking. There are 2 spaces there now, and the proposed parking spaces would be available for use from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturdays. No parking restrictions would be enforced on Sundays. We have the capability to make the sign. I'm getting constant complaints of people trying to get into the post office. There are people parked there all day. This area has always been an interesting area. I think the majority of the people there are on the bike path. I don't know what else to do, but we want to start with this. Miss Hunt has told me that these signs can be made and put up within the week. I think we should do it. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion, then I have a comment.
Go right ahead.
So I suppose this is more of a question for Mary, but do we have 15-minute parking stencils that we can stripe some those markers down?
Not specifically, no, but we have the capability to make the signs in-house.
I do like the signs, but not a lot of people read the signs. I know that for myself personally, and when I've been in that industry, I know that when you put something on the ground and that's where they're looking because they're trying to make their parking perfect. If we could get some stencils, some 15-minute parking stencils, have just paint, tattoo it really. I mean, I think that would help also with the intent of this.
We can add
Sure,
that.
we can look into that, and it'll depend on the condition of the parking spaces, what the paint looks like, but we'll have a look, sure.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nice.
I just want to make a comment.
Go
on
right
that.
ahead.
And it's going to be enforcement too. I mean, when I came and parked today
You're correct.
at City Hall, there's vehicles that have been here all day.
It's an
And
honest
there's
system.
vehicles that have been here probably since 8 o'clock this morning.
Last week.
It's 3-hour parking and no overnight parking.
So we're gonna have the police look at this a little bit better and
So
we're
we-
gonna
I
try
think
to.
We can make all the signs and do everything we want, but if we don't enforce it,
I
who the hell's gonna listen
understand.
to it?
I understand. It all starts with an honor system. So next we have NB4, discussion and action concerning Rhode Island Energy's responsibility for the cleanup efforts at the old power station on the east side of the bike path adjacent to the property at the bottom of Brown Street. What I'm hoping for the 22nd time in my life as a councilman, bringing this issue to them, they own it. It's disgusting. It's full of trash, more than you can even imagine. It's not like when we were kids. Mr. DeSisto, I think we're gonna have to take him to court. And they're gonna be working at the bottom of what street, the next one, where the substation is, Norbert Street. They're going to be down there. And they last year or 2 years ago, I think, Mr. Sullivan, we already had that meeting 2 years ago in your office. I think we're gonna have to sue him. Mr. DeSisto, you're up. You're at the podium.
Well, I have a suggestion. is-
Please.
What I'd like to do is get a motion from the council to pursue the enforcement schedule that's set out in section 4-135 for public nuisances. I've discussed this with the building and zoning official. And what we'd like to do in the first instance, because the court schedule is much faster if we go to municipal court. Under section 4-136 through 142, we can get this matter in municipal court as a public nuisance because of the way that they're maintaining the property. We think that that's the best way to go forward on it. And that also gives the town the opportunity to file in Superior Court afterwards if this isn't successful. But this is a lot faster. If it gets to Superior Court, as you know from other cases, it can take years. This takes weeks.
Anthony, who has the authority to declare the public nuisance in the town of Warren?
Your building official. But I'd like to work with him on this so we can move it forward.
Mr. Hanley, you got a motion for me?
So you want the motion to authorize the building official to, what do you want the motion to say?
Authorize the building official and the town solicitor to
Take
undertake the enforcement actions allowable under section 4-135 through 4-142.
I will make a motion that we authorize the building official and the town solicitor to take action on the 4-35.
135.
4-135 through
142.
142.
Thank you.
I'm gonna second that, and then we can just.
Go right ahead.
So doesn't Rhode Island Energy sometimes petition the council for different things?
Yes,
So we don't make that a condition like we did with the telephone poles.
because they tell you that that's not what they're discussing with us that day. So then we say, okay, so let's have a meeting on this next time. And then Jacques comes back and says, well, that person's on vacation. And then they do that enough until where it doesn't happen.
And I'd say if it's a homeowner that needs a pole moved or something and we hold it up, we're penalizing the homeowner more than.
This is a really unfortunate situation down there because the first time we brought this up, we were hoping for a cleanup and a park, actually. The vista of the Palmer River is right there. It could actually be a really neat spot if they take advantage of it. But right now, there's public dumping happening. It's just a mess. And they own it and we pay the bills and we need to have them be responsible for the property.
You have a motion in a second, Joe?
Yes, you do. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next, Mr. DeSisto, you sat down. Discussion and action on petitioning the state to begin the necessary procedures to open the watershed to the Palmer River, the Barrington River, 100-acre cove for shellfishing. When I was a kid, it was clean enough for us to shellfish. I actually used to go there with Mr. Coelho, was in the room, and I still don't understand the water's cleaner and why it's closed. I'd like to get an answer. I'm trying to actually wrap up things that I've been dealing with for 22 years on this council that have never been heard from the state or from the energy sources.
I know you want to dig into this one.
Yeah.
So what I do is you recommend that, file a motion, adopt a motion, requesting that, the DEM director, Mr. Gray, Terrence Gray, undertake the procedure for the water quality testing to open up, these areas for shellfishing because they're all part of the same watershed.
I mean, this is a huge economic development, and it must be paved in there now. So for the cars that are still working, to go in there in the wintertime. And for us, I mean, it's clean.
I'll make a motion that we, ask the state DEM.
Yeah, RIDEM.
RIDEM to crack the shell and see what needs to be done to take for the water testing and possibly get the, those areas open for shellfishing.
Absolutely.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So next, we have discussion and action on the town council support for a fundraising campaign, park improvements, and a well at Bears Hill Park. I was speaking with the planner. I originally wanted to just do a fundraiser for a well, try to get that going, get that grass nice and green. And she asked that we include a campaign for park improvements because there are DEM grants that are available. Just as you heard earlier from Mr. Was it Oliveira, the fundraising efforts at Windswept Farm have brought us the Christmas tree lights, brought us $1,500 to the food pantry. So we're hoping to have a concert in the fall and also start with a fundraising campaign and get a well down there. Are any questions? That's what we want to do.
You looking for a motion?
Yes,
Make a motion, we approve this and make Joe DePasquale chairperson.
there you go.
Second.
All in favor?
I say we name it the Louis Rego well and get him to pay for it.
Yeah. Good deep pockets.
Or the Derek Trombley well and throw him down it.
If you have the money, we can do it. Discussion and action regarding housing developments in the town of Warren who must perform a sewer usage impact study at their own expense. So it's been brought to my attention, and Mr. Hanley, I'm sure you know this, that these are conditions that the planning board or zoning board would apply. I want to make it just mandatory by ordinance. We have no way of knowing what our.
Now, are
sewer
these gonna
impact-
be impact fees?
No,
Because
studies.
Well, generally, if they have a proposal in front of the planning board and you need to know that generally required, they have to provide it.
So your ordinance in its section 15-31.1A has the term when it comes to these studies and, engineering studies, which would include
Like a traffic study.
yeah,
It's not mandatory.
it says deemed necessary by the board. So I think what the proposal is here is to change deemed necessary to shall.
Yeah.
But suppose they're not deemed necessary, they still gotta give us the report?
I'm just saying that this is the proposal. This is what you would need to do.
We had big
Currently, the
projects
planning
on that.
board can say, look, we need to see this. And then what happens is, by the way, there's a whole procedure for that. The applicant has to put money in an account. And then when the engineer takes a look at it, money is drawn from that account. Sometimes we've had no problems with applicants. Sometimes we do. But by and large, it's work. The proposal that you have here is that it's going to go from the planning board deciding what needs to be done to everybody has to do it. That's the proposal.
But I got a problem with that.
Big problem with that.
Well, not
That's something to
everybody.
He just
discuss.
said everybody.
Yeah, but these are, I had in there, developments larger than 50 units.
That's fine. And if you want to put it in, just say
Well,
that.
you could, if it's
Over
less than
units, then
50
it goes.
units, you may still need it, depends, suppose you're on a
Absolutely.
small road. Okay, if you're adding 48 units, does the road have the sewer capacity to handle the new 48 units? I would much rather. But now maybe it's state law that gives the planning board the authority to require these of them to
I
pay
just
for
want to
it.
make sure they do it. I don't want a developer to have a board in the future who may not require it, because right now it says may. Mr.
Well,
Rego.
let's- no, I get two things. I'm more concerned about the connection fee. Is this part of the connection fee with which charge?
No.
No.
This is just to make sure that our sewer system can handle
But this is,
the additional impact.
the problem I got is we're casting a huge net. Suppose you get somebody that comes in and they've got like a small 3-lot subdivision on a major sewer line. You're gonna make them pay.
No, that is
for-
okay.
No, not according to, I mean,
I said under 50. So if
over
it's
50.
over
But you
50.
mean, but
Sorry, thank you.
I think it's better discretionary, maybe beef up the language that says they have to pay for it. Because the planning boards they're the ones that see the plans. They're the only ones that are gonna know whether they need this impact study or not to make the determination. Not everybody is gonna need to provide one. Not everybody needs to provide a traffic plan. So I think it's discretionary at the board because they're the experts in this and they should know what they need and what they don't need. I don't think we should make people pay for things that we don't need them to pay for.
But how do we know our capacity?
The planning board is the one that says, hey, you're doing this and we have questions about the sewer, give us a sewer impact
What
study.
if they don't want it? What
Then
if-
they don't get approved. Then their application gets
But
denied.
it's not mandatory.
If the planning board asks for something and they fail to
No, I'm-
provide it, they're well within their rights to
I'm
deny
saying-
the application.
I'm saying, what if the planning board doesn't require it?
Because that probably the only reason they're gonna do that is because they don't need it.
Mr. Rego,
Joe, I think you have good intentions. However, like John said, I mean, I remember years ago when they developed Bank in Newport, they did a traffic study. And it was a short term time afterwards, Neil Swift came in front of us and they made him do a traffic study. So
I'm not asking for a traffic study.
that's not my point.
Our
My
sewer-
point- My point is if it's repetition.
Our sewer treatment facility is getting taxed heavily.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we have potentially 3 major developments that are coming into town. You're looking at addition of maybe 3,000 units.
So for each of those, they probably.
It's a no-brainer. Those 3 big developments are gonna have to provide a sewer impact.
So why wouldn't we want to say in the
Because I
ordinance
don't wanna
that you
make a
have
law for
to?
just 3 developments when there's a lot of other things going on in the town where you're gonna catch the little guy with this big net because you're worried about these big guys.
I
If they
said
don't
what-
provide them what they need, they get denied, correct? If the planning board has a reasonable request and asks for a sewage impact study and a big development like the ones coming in says, no, we're not gonna do it, isn't that 150% grounds for denial?
You can deny, yes.
But what if you have a board that is pro-development, doesn't even ask for it?
And then you've got to start appointing better members to the planning board.
But then it's too late.
Joe, is there kind of like, could we kind of compromise with like anything over 100 units? Would that be a?
Sure, I just want to make sure, and we happen to have our wastewater treatment.
Let me make a suggestion. Why don't you, have it so that myself, Ms. Policastro, Mr. Cabral, speak with the, sewer department as to what they think an appropriate cutoff would be, and we can come back to you.
That's great.
That's good.
Okay,
Okay?
yep. Make a motion. Do we need, continue? Do we need to continue it? No.
No action. Great. Next, town manager discussion and action regarding a request from Rockio Corporation for approval to utilize town property at 15 Main Street as a temporary laydown area to facilitate the Barrington Bridge Scour Remediation Project, starting September 1st, 26, for a fee of $2,500 a month. Anything you want to add to that?
I just said, Mr. Moran is here from,
Hello.
Tokyo, and.
You want to come over and
Certainly address.
let us know what you want to do?
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Steve Moore with John Rocco Corporation. Yeah, so we got a state contract, DOT contract on the Barrington Bridge for a scour repair project. Most of the work is underneath the bridge in the water. One thing that we're doing from the top is we got to pump concrete down below the water. So we need to wash those concrete trucks out, need minimal storage. So we're looking for, that property, which is currently being used by Etna Bridge, to lease that from you.
Okay.
When I spoke to Mr. Sullivan, we spoke about $1,500 a month rent.
Yeah, I
That's
upped
what Etna
it.
Bridge is paying also.
I upped it to 25.
Yeah, 2,500 is gonna be high. I'd like you to reconsider that.
Where are you
That's a
gonna
six-
go?
That's a 67% increase over which charge.
Where are you gonna go for the
I'm
project?
gonna have to find something else. It's also
Okay.
in our budget.
All right, thank you. Anybody else want to discuss this?
Yeah, I mean, so we would say we were charging Etna
We have no use
1,500.
of our own property with them there. Yes, we charged them 1,500, which was very low,
3% increase per year over theirs.
So we were charging them 1,500.
extremely low.
It has been a while since we've gone up on that price.
Fair.
Would
I
you be
mean,
comfortable with 2,000?
My research, fair market value would be anywhere between $1,200 and $1,800 a month.
Okay, would you be
I'm-
comfortable with 1,800?
I'd like to get 1,700, keeps me within the budget.
How long are you looking?
6 months.
So 6 months with two terms to extend for 6 month periods. So this is a little bit of a strange contract. We got a real strange window with DEM on this right now. The window, the in-water work window is October 15th to January 30th of this winter. And next year, the jobs will be complete by the end of next January. We're trying to open that up, and DEM's kind of on board. We're working on it. If we open it up, we're hoping to be out of there by this coming January rather than the following January.
The location is good to you because of the bridge right there, right?
The location's good.
And you're gonna go what, to the house across the river?
We're gonna have to figure something out because we don't have 2,500.
Yes, you
in our
do.
budget.
Yes,
Well,
you
Joe,
do.
they already bid and were awarded the bid.
And
So
they're
I'm
taking
sure-
advantage of it, you know.
We bid with expectations of what fair market value would be for, areas. I think you're too high.
1,800 is the number I heard.
I'm gonna make a motion that we authorize the manager to sign agreement and for the amount of $1,800 a month.
Okay, before you do that, when we did the lease with that bridge, we acknowledged the fact that there is a lawsuit pending on that site. You aware of that?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, there is. That's the first thing. So depending on the outcome of the case, town needs an escape clause in case something comes at zero.
I don't.
Can't say if it is or not,
Multi-million-dollar
but I
job.
do think that disclosure needs to be made. Etna Bridge went ahead and signed anyway with that. I strongly recommend that you put into this lease.
He will walk.
I don't think we have a choice. It has to be put in there, Tom. I don't think we have a choice. It has to be put in.
Absolutely.
So is there a timeline on that?
No, I don't, that's, so it's worth, so we don't.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we're good. We're silent with that.
All right, well, evidently, my colleagues think 1,800 is better than 25. I don't think you have anywhere else to
Your
go.
colleagues think 1,800 is better than 0.
Well, I still think you have nowhere to go. Multi-million-dollar job. You're just taking advantage of us. Any other discussion?
So we need to amend the motion to include the acknowledgement of the pending lawsuit.
Correct.
In
Stanley.
town, depending on the outcome of the case, town will be relieved of its responsibility to have a property, you understand that?
Correct. And then
I'll make
them
a-
stop, obviously. but-
All right, I'll redo the motion. I'll make a motion. We authorize the town manager to sign the contract for $1,800 a month, noting that the town is involved in a lawsuit, and depending on the lawsuit, we may need to pull out of the contract. Does that sound correct, Anthony?
That's correct, and what I'll do is furnish the language that we had, same as Aetna. On that, and then that'll be the agreement that will be signed by the town.
It's a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have discussion and action and authorization for the town council president to sign an on-call agreement for engineering services with Woodward and Curran in the town of Warren regarding the supervisory control and data acquisition, the SCADA system for fiscal year 26 and 27. Good evening.
Mr. President and members of the council, this is the yearly contract that the town enters into for Woodward and Curran to give engineering advice for the wastewater treatment plant, also for the SCADA system, which is the computer operated system for troubleshooting. Is that what that is?
Yes.
SCADA. So,
Hi.
Mr. Hart from Woodward and Curran.
Good evening.
Anything you'd like to add? Let us know what's going on.
No, just as Mr. Sullivan said, it's SCADA systems, computerized system to essentially control and read data from the towns.
And it's currently what we're utilizing.
Absolutely.
As this
Any
is-
questions?
Yeah, as this is discussing of the contract and not actual work, is the town getting billed for your time here tonight?
No.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve the town council president to sign the on-call agreement for engineering services to Woodward and Curran.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have discussion and action regarding the allocation of unexpended sewer funds from fiscal year 26. This is for repair a pump at the Wood Street Pump Station and to repair a blower motor at the aeration tank.
So,
Hello.
thank you, Mr. President and members of the council. If you remember back in February, we briefly discussed that we had an issue with one of the blower motors down at the
Patterson
wastewater
Ave?
treatment plant. I'm sorry.
Is that at Patterson Ave?
No,
Oh,
this
that's a
is
different-
this is at the facility itself.
Okay.
There was an oil leak in one of the motor, and that was during one of the snowstorms that we had. Wasn't discovered until after the motor had seized, or they got a notice saying that there was an issue with the motor. Went in and discovered that the motor was seized. So they've been operating with. There are 3 blower motors down there, and jump in if I'm wrong here, guys. There are 3 blower motors there, operating with 2 right now. But for efficient operations, we should have 3 blower motors down there.
All right, so we have the funds for this?
So what I would like to do is, there's, in the current budget that we have, there's $17,000 remaining in the operation contract line. I would like to use that money. H2O, as part of their contract, they set aside $50,000 for doing minor repairs at the facility. This year, we have $13,000 left in that. They will give us that money back. We'll use that. So that's $30,000. And then we would have to use 24,000. Actually, it would be 29,000, close to 30,000 for the unbudgeted revenue that we took in for the sewer or the wastewater treatment when we increased sewer fees last year.
So that's coming from that. And is that a specific account, Mr. Marshall?
Sewer fund is its own fund, so it's all.
So that's where it's, so it's like a general fund at the sewer treatment,
Yeah.
for the sewer treatment. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean,
the money's been
we've got
found and
all the money is coming from sewer related budget items to pay for sewer related repair.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve, the funds to repair the pump at the Wood Street Station and to repair the blower motor at the aeration tank.
Mr. President, could I just go back on that?
Sorry.
That's just for the blower motor.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
And the other item with the blower motor is that
let's
it's,
just deal with one at a time.
yes,
So-
so the blower motor, it's a sole source. The company that and I believe I gave you. my
Let's
end of-
Capco,
With the
Capco.
memo.
so the blower motor is around 60 grand.
Blower motor is 54,000 altogether, 54,500.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve.
John, where did that, look. Go to that page. Yeah, use mine.
I got it.
That's where it's coming from.
Yeah, but it didn't have the totals, did it?
I thought,
All right, I've got pump repair, what is the total for the?
here's another breakdown sheet.
I have it broken.
All right, yeah,
It's
so,
the cost right here.
all right, so I'll make a motion, we approve $54,487 for the replacement of the blower motor at the aeration tank.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And now we'll deal with the pump at the Wood Street Pump Station.
So the pump at the Wood Street Pump Station, we did a temporary repair on that. It needs some work. Eric was able to get a repair done down there, but it's only temporary. It needs to be fully repaired so that it's operational. The cost of this would be a rebuild of this motor, right? Is $25,595. If we were to replace it brand new, it would be $52,378. Mr. Komiga believes that we can use the rebuild motor and that will work sufficiently for our needs down at this station.
What do you got anything you want to add, Mr. Kamiga?
No, I mean, that, it was a temporary repair that was.
Come to
put
the
in
mic,
place.
please.
Sorry, it was a temporary repair that was put in place, given the fact that that station will automatically run on 3 pumps with the infiltration of groundwater and everything. It needs 3 pumps. The temporary repair was done to assure that it will spin and pump water. The impeller is worn out, so it does not pump at full capacity. The volute itself was worn out. They did an epoxy repair to thicken it up. The shaft is pitted. They put a sleeve on it. They could not guarantee how long it would run. So this repair would put it in a state that we don't have to worry about.
Do we have the 50,000 to put a new one in?
25, right?
To
No, that's
rebuild.
the rebuild.
25,595.
While he's getting that information, may I ask a question, Mr.
Go right
President?
ahead.
For Mr. Kamiga, I believe. So if we repair the existing one, the cheaper of the 2 options, how many years do you think we'll get? What's the lifespan of the repaired versus the new one? I know that might be a tough question.
It is kind of a tough question. Wastewater is, you know, it's pretty corrosive, and, you know, for me to say, you know, this repair will buy you 20 years, I can't say that. I believe a new pump, we would be in that situation.
That it might get us to 20 years?
Yeah,
depending?
with a new pump.
So I'm curious if it might be, and I think this is what the president is thinking of, is whether it's not worth it making the investment now for the long-term sort of benefit of the community. I mean, obviously, we're gonna wait to hear from what the finance director has to say on that, but I think I would be in that position of saying it might be better to do it new rather than refurbished.
It's about a little more than twice as much. It's about another 27K.
Yeah,
for the
what are
new
you
one.
thinking?
I was thinking of, 20 years for the new one.
It's a major pump line.
Right, I'm thinking, so even if you get 10 out of the rebuilt one, it's still better to, because in 10 years, it's gonna cost a lot more than this to rebuild it.
And if it's corrosive, it's gonna be corrosive for either one. correct?
No, the other part of this equation is there are 3 pumps there. One of them has been fully rebuilt. This one needs to be rebuilt or replaced. The second pump in line there is also aged. And at some point,
Yeah, I think-
it's gonna be an issue too.
If we can afford the new one, I'd feel more comfortable with the new one.
But we could rebuild too, the price of one.
Exactly.
Well,
Having to rebuild.
How long ago-
unfortunately, we're not gonna be sitting here when this pump goes,
How
so.
long ago was the last one rebuilt, do you know?
Yeah.
Wait, do we remember when we did that? Industrial pump? I wanna say it was probably, well, you were here, right? So 2 years
within the
ago.
last 2 years.
Yeah.
So if rebuilding wasn't a good option, you wouldn't have even proposed.
Correct.
I think he's being frugal. He's showing us our options.
I mean, the truth of the matter is the whole station needs to be redone. The study's been done and shovel ready.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of.
$1 million.
to Do that, and it's one of our biggest pump stations.
And that leans me more towards the rebuild.
Yeah.
The whole thing's gonna be rebuilt.
I don't really want to force the issue. If we have the money, my opinion is to spend the money, because even if they build a new station, they can take the pump out and they're not gonna throw it away. They're gonna put it right back in.
Yeah.
I know that the station's never gonna be rebuilt in my lifetime, because the town doesn't have the money. So,
My issue is not today, my issue is tomorrow. And what we're gonna be facing.
It's true.
There are gonna be other areas of the school.
is there a way for us to know if we have the money? Does anybody?
Oh, we have the money. We have the
It's
money.
in that,
It is.
it's in
We
that
have
money.
money.
It's in that money. Remember how we
All right,
collected more?
I
because
make-
we
There's
didn't collect?
gonna be other issues.
All right, I make a motion that we buy a brand new pump down there, so at least we have 1 out of the 3. Hopefully I'll get a second.
So just a quick question
Right
before I
ahead.
second that, so this pump station can operate with one of them being down, can operate with, how does it, I guess, this might be a rudimentary question, but if we buy a new pump, and let's just say the old one that we know hasn't been rebuilt but is aged goes, and so does the one that we repaired, can it still function in its capacity?
No.
So if one goes down, it can function, but if two go down, it cannot.
So if one pump goes down, just knowing that, like I said, we have to move a lot of water through that station.
Yeah.
We need all three pumps. So it
Need all.
puts that area of town at risk.
Okay.
Now, in terms of, how long would it be down? The new pumps, there are pumps that are designed to fit right into place where these Worthington pumps go. It would be a minimal installation, time-wise, to go with a new pump. They don't make these Worthington pumps anymore. These newer pumps will fit right in.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. You're giving me a good information. I'll second the motion because I do think it's a worthwhile long-term
Can I
investment.
answer the question?
You can't, go right
Would you
ahead.
rather have one new pump or two rebuilds?
I think it's important to have all three of those pumps functioning. So if I had a choice, I would go with two rebuilt. Just knowing that three pumps are gonna run.
That's where I'm going.
Is that what you're requesting? I didn't know if that's what you were requesting.
No, but if you spend all the money.
No, what Louis saying is.
No, I understand, but I wasn't sure if that
What
was
Louis
an
saying is,
option.
we buy a new one, we buy a new one.
I
We
understand that,
rebuild one, we can rebuild two if another one goes.
but I wasn't aware that that was an option. I thought we were being presented a scenario where one's basically shot and it can be rebuilt.
That is what we're being presented.
Well, if it's totally shot, again, I know how equipment runs and I know that some things are better to buy new, and I just think three pumps there new would be better than
I'm gonna tell you
haggling.
that I would love to see two new pumps put in that building.
I mean, if we charge that guy $3,000 instead of 1,800, we'd have your pumps right there in 10 months.
You only asked for 2,500 with the 3,000 for that.
Should have added more, like they're gonna find another lot next to the bridge,
Could we
please.
just get, back it up and get the numbers again? I'd like the numbers for a
One pump?
rebuild.
I've got it here, Kerry. Rebuild was 25,595 and new was 52,378.
And do you need two rebuilt?
Like I said, the one that is on the temporary repair is able to run, but it's not gonna push the amount of water that it should.
All right, then I agree with with the proposal of rebuilding two. I didn't realize that's what you were asking.
But at this point, he's only
Only
asking for
rebuilding
one, so we'll
one.
do one, at least we know that.
When the other one starts to let go, we can rebuild that one, and we're still out of it cheaper than buying one new.
All right, I don't know. Again, I'm in the minority, I guess.
Well, you got a motion and a second on the floor.
Correct, but discussion, is taking hold. I mean,
Let me say this.
please,
Just because it's new doesn't mean it's guaranteed to outlast. You can buy a brand new car and have problems, so there's no guarantee. One would hope. I right or wrong? You would hope.
again, I question, do two down there need to be rebuilt right now, and you're only asking us for one?
I think,
Yeah, I think we asked for one only because of the price, the 25,000, but.
Here I am willing to spend the 50. And I believe there's a council support. So if you need two rebuilt,
I say go for it, yeah.
well, then
absolutely.
go for it.
Oh,
I'll amend my motion.
so, yeah, but I think that
Why wait for it to break?
Yeah, but if they felt that that was the case, they'd be in front of us. I think that, use a little caution and, take it one step at a time.
I disagree.
Actually, I'm not convinced on
you're-
what they're asking.
You're
They're asking for the
you're-
least amount of money,
You're asking the question, if we have any money,
but they're asking for the least amount of money.
and that's the right thing to do.
Not when they tell me three pumps are
They're
added.
asking,
two
they're
needs to be
asking for what they
replaced.
need right now, not what they would want.
Are you guys asking us for money because you think we're not gonna give you any? Or do two pumps need to be rebuilt?
Two pumps need to be rebuilt.
Okay.
So I am being frugal,
Okay, so I'm going to rescind my motion. I'm gonna make my motion that we have, do I need a motion to rescind my motion?
Withdraw it, the second has to withdraw it.
I'll withdraw.
And I make a motion, if we need two pumps and that station runs it with two pumps, take the 50,000, rebuild two pumps. That's my motion.
I will second that motion, but just to do some back of the envelope calculating, so can you get the pump repair estimate for repairing rather than replacing? was 25,595.
That's correct.
Do you think that would be just doubled in the event of replacing two at the same time?
When they take that other pump apart,
Mhm.
maybe it's not as bad. Maybe it doesn't need a new pollute. Maybe the impeller's okay. Until they take it apart. you
Assume
won't
the
know.
same.
What I can tell you is that pump that we're asking for now for the rebuild is in really bad shape. So I would imagine it's either gonna be equal to or less than that amount to do the second pump.
So I believe if I'm doing my mathematics correctly, and I might not be because I am a lawyer and lawyers can't do math. But I believe that amount would be 51,190. So I would, I think I'm comfortable with making that investment to try to make sure that this pump station stays operational. I think it's a worthwhile investment, so I seconded it, so I'm ready to move forward.
All right, is there any further discussion?
I just think we should take it one step at a time, knowing the financial situation that's coming down the road. And so I would say that when it needs it, we're gonna be here, but I don't think that we need to do it right away. And financial situation is coming down the road, $1.4 million. I mean,
I know, but I'm still trying to focus on if two pumps go down, the station doesn't work. The second pump needs to be replaced.
yeah, but you got three. One's good. One we're gonna rebuild, so we'd be waiting for one.
To
One
break,
to-
and then they're in
break.
front of us saying the station isn't
So
working.
what I can tell you, Lou, is
I'm gonna move.
Unless I'm
forward.
missing something.
in a rain event,
Yeah,
if we're not using three pumps, that station will back up. The wet well will back up to the point that it comes over the floor in the basement. And then it starts backing up Market Street, Child Street. all of
We-
those
we don't
things
want
on
that.
way. No. That's on two pumps in a significant rain event. They will not keep up with the flow.
okay. Are we good with rebuilding one and then rebuilding the other one, or do you think it needs to be both?
Oh, there's a motion.
rebuilt right now?
Louis,
I'm
Louis,
asking the question.
I know, but the discussion is focused on the
I
motion,
would love to see both pumps rebuilt.
and that's the motion on the floor. I'm gonna move the question. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen.
But just so we know, you're not gonna rebuild them both at the same time. You're gonna rebuild the one that's in the worst condition.
Correct.
And then when that is complete, you'll go to do the other one. We may find out that it doesn't cost quite as much.
Exactly.
I apologize, just a question for the solicitor. Sorry, should the motion have been in the form of approving a particular dollar amount? Okay, good.
Next, we have request permission to overspend the payroll processing and services account 015200002165 for $3,521 to be offset by the following accounts. Assessor outside services account 0156007240 in the amount of $2,768 and town manager clerk's overtime USW account 015600001040 in the amount of $753.09. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Brian.
Mr. Trombley, what,
That's just not what I have on my agenda.
75309? No?
No, I have 754 even.
Oh, I'm 75309.
I trust that. I'm just,
No,
I
I
have the
mean-
wrong agenda.
Well, if it's electronic, maybe you have a new one. I don't know.
I got the one that was on, yeah, that came in the packet.
Yeah, I got the one in the packet.
It's 75309. Brian, this is the payroll processing account. Did we hire more? How come we owe them? They knew how many employees that we had, how many checks they were gonna cut. How did this go up?
So we get charged for checks each check that we cut.
Yeah.
So and I think the finance director can probably explain it a little bit better than I do. But
Okay, upgrading the payroll account.
Upgrading the payroll system, yeah, to
Okay.
track time and attendance.
Okay.
Is that the major increase? Is that what it is, the time and attendance? Cause I thought last month we increased that also, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did.
We did.
Yeah, it's been running high, so.
All right, so is there a motion to make this correction?
Motion.
I want to second the motion.
Discussion, go ahead.
Just Gary, if you could just, when you have a chance, let me know if not today, but.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, request permission to overspend in the police disability expense account 01540 002270 for $1,025 to be offset by the following account: police retention and accreditation bonuses, retention and accreditation bonuses. This is account 01540001055. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have request permission to overspend in the town hall expenses account 01560032010 for $11,670. And the government center operations expense account 01510032010 for $10,412. Both to be offset by the following account: shared services attendance premiums, and that's account 01510000235. Are there any questions?
This is mostly utilities.
Utilities and, monthly bills that we hadn't paid. We had some extraordinary bills here in the town hall this month.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, page 11, number 7, request permission to overspend in general office expense account 01550002010 for $3,863, and the field maintenance account 01550002315 for $1,406. Both to be offset by the following account: public works foreman salary account 01550001045.
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And next we have the request permission to overspend in the sewer plant operations account 20570002375, and that's for $28,312.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Can we, you approved in May, you authorized us to overspend this account by $50,000. That 28,000 is part of that $50,000, which we will have a total for you next month as the final bills from sewer.
So this is included in the amount that
It will be, yeah, it will,
paid by the 50,000?
it will be included in that.
Covered by
50,000.
that?
Yeah, so this shouldn't have been on the agenda.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense, so we'll just scrap it.
Yeah.
No action taken on number 8.
Okay.
Finance Director, revenues and expenditures. What? I am?
Yeah. They,
I'm doing the one that came in my packet.
right, they amended it the day after and she sent it to you in an email.
Oh, no, you have to send us a hard copy. I'll give it to us.
I'll leave it on the counter.
Sorry about
Is,
that.
is that the hard copy that I have right here? Here,
Well, we're at the end now.
well. but
Well,
the-
fortunately, everything was pretty close to, these were just math corrections. So Mr. Trombley, you were right. Next we have, which one are we on?
Finance Director, Mr. President.
Oh, so we made it through?
We made it through with our town manager, but
Yeah, we're at
number 8 is the one we
We're
just.
9,
No,
10,
that
11.
is a new agenda.
So we've got 9, 10, and 11. from
Yeah.
the Manager.
Oh, gee.
They gave you a lot more work. There's a new agenda that you're not even aware of. Fortunately, the public is aware of it because it was posted, but we didn't get it.
Well, it was emailed to us, but I
I know.
never printed out. I get what I use in my packet.
Email me something. That's just whatever.
Don't normally miss by 3.
I don't have a printer. Okay,
So number 8,
we did number 8.
did number 8.
So 9, request permission to overspend in field maintenance.
Joey, I'm sorry, but I
We just did that.
Number 8 was the old,
Yeah, we didn't do number 8 on this
this
one.
is the new agenda.
We did number 8 on the old agenda. That was
How
sewer
different
plant.
is this agenda? Do we need to start from the beginning? Does anybody know this?
I think we were good up until we got to
5
8.
and 6? All right, so 5 and 6. Let's look at the new agenda. All right, so we did 5.
Six.
Number 6 is the town hall expenses, which we did.
We did that one. Okay.
Number
So now
7
number
is.
7,
Number 7 is Public Works for the general office.
did that.
We did that.
okay. And are the numbers correct?
Sandy just said, I think was the wrong numbers, but it's just that.
Six. Number 6.
Yes.
Number 6.
Request permission to overspend the town hall expense account 0156003210 for $11,670 to be offset by the following accounts. Attendance premiums account 0151000235.
Motion.
Is there a motion? We have a motion. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, number 7 for the $3,863. Is that all set? Is number 8 all set at $10,412? Okay, number 9 at $1,406.
That one we didn't do. We didn't
Okay.
do 9, 10, or 11.
The new number 8.
We didn't do new number 8 either.
All right, so new number 8, that's where we start.
Correct.
Okay. Request permission to overspend in government center expenses, account 0151003210 for $10,412. And this is to be offset by the following account. Attendance premiums, account 0151002135. Mr. Hanley,
I'll make a motion to approve.
Mr. Trombley,
Second.
Mr. Cronin, all in favor? Next, we have request permission to overspend in field maintenance account 015500002315 for $1,406 to be offset by the following account. Public Works Foreman Salary Account 015500001045.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have request permission to overspend in the police training account 015400002295 for $3,500 to be offset by the following account. Police retention and accreditation account 010540001055.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have request permission to overspend in the police general and office expense account 015400002010 for $2,760 to be offset by the following account. Police retention and accreditation account 015400001055.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The Finance Director has handed out the revenues and expenditures. Is there any discussion, anything anyone wants to talk about?
So I just want to say, and I already mentioned, Gary, if you could maybe for next month, put together a little report of where our revenue weight, big increases and on the deficit and what the big, just point to them.
Does that need to be in the form of a motion? If so, I'll second it.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have the cash balance report. Oh, no, discussion on report from department heads regarding line items that may go over budget.
Oh, you're back on the old agenda.
Yeah.
I'm on the road. Kerry, give me that. Revenue expenditures, cash balance report, and now we're done. Thank you. Department of Public Works Director, discussion and action regarding street paving services bid. Ms. Hunt, come on down.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So we put out a request for proposal on June 24th for paving services in town. We received 6 bids back. The most important part of these bids, which may not be in your packet, I don't know if you got the full slate of bids or not, but I do have a breakdown I can share with the council. Based on line items, it's a little easier to understand for us based on the line items rather than the total for the bids, because the bids are not specific to areas yet. We are asking for pricing on individual line items associated with paving. We were given those by 6 different companies. We are able to now use that information to calculate what we are able to pave based on the pricing that they gave us. So there are some bids that are well outside what we are able to cover. Some that are certainly workable. The three that I would suggest, Pawtucket Asphalt Services, they came in at the lowest rates. I have no reason based on the information that they gave us to think that they would be a bad choice. They have references, they've done plenty of municipal work. All of the bidding companies have done plenty of municipal work, and we're able to provide references, CVs for project managers and the like. So the three that I would recommend based on the bidding process would be Pawtucket, Miozy, or D'Ambra, were the three that I went through and looked at. The breakdown for the line items was relatively comparable. Pawtucket came in. Again, the numbers for the totals are not based on specific projects. We will use their numbers to determine what we're able to
D'Ambra
do.
is what, 353?
353. Pawtucket comes in at
Venegro's at
319.
321. Juniors, they're good.
Which one?
Venegro?
Or yeah, they just provided fewer references.
That's different.
Quite a few references.
Venegro bought Cardi, and they have a
Correct.
plant right in Warwick. They're good.
Cardi.
Mary, I guess my concern is this,
What?
I don't know how to
really
feel
know
about
what
Cardi.
Well, they're out of.
Yeah, what are we approving if we don't have a
plans there.
specific project?
So what we needed to get from the paving companies was pricing for paving,
Okay.
not of a specific area. We need to know, what are you going to cost us per square yard of paving
Okay,
to
so this is-
simplify it.
So this is like per, I'm just gonna pick, I know it's not per mile, but say it would be like, this is what it would cost per mile or whatever. it is, 100
Yeah, that's a good,
100 yards,
yeah.
150 yards.
Exactly. So that way we can take that, look at the roads in town based on the study, based on the actual condition, based on, resident feedback.
Yeah.
Use these numbers to determine which company we can stretch those dollars the furthest. We have 200,000 set aside from our own budget. We have about 60,000 in grant funding from the state. So we're looking to find a company that we can stretch those dollars as far as we can to pave as much area as possible.
All right, so we need to award it to one company, Anthony? Is that what we're doing here?
I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sponsor bidder.
Mr. Rego.
A couple of questions. So what is this based on? Is it based on 1 mile, 2 miles?
No, it's based on the Rhode Island DOT standard specifications for road and bridge construction. Basically, the numbers, the numbers that you're looking at on the bid sheet are for comparison purposes only. It's not based on a specific stretch of road or area.
Okay, so, does it matter if it's, and we've talked about this, grinding 20 feet of road?
Right, that's included in the line items that they gave us in each. bid.
So is there a minimum amount that they can grind and pave, or?
Not that I've seen in the proposals. I think it would be what we present to them. These are the sections that we'd like you to cover.
Right.
And then it's based on either the linear feet, square yards, tonnage of asphalt for each section that we present to them. And we'll have to do that math ourselves, essentially. We'll work with the contractor
And
to
it's
determine.
it's the thickness of the binder as well as the thickness as the top coat.
Pawtucket Hot Mix has done a lot of work in Warren. I know they're the ones that did my sidewalks.
Yeah, they were good
When they
company.
did the historic area sidewalks. So I think they're the one that did most.
I was hoping.
Yeah, they
Wix
have a
would be
plan as
better.
well.
I'll make a motion, we award the bid to Pawtucket Hot Mix Asphalt Inc.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Next, we have page 12. Dun, 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 dun. Building official, Mr. Cabral. You want us to have a discussion and action on rescheduling the date and time of all future housing court hearings.
Yeah, so for efficiency, with our municipal court and our housing court judge, which is the same person, as well as our associate solicitor, the third Tuesday of the month would work, where we would have, the municipal court is held from 5 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, we will have housing court. And then after housing court is historic. So our judge will be able to sit for the housing court, for the municipal court and housing court. And our solicitor can sit for housing court and historic, so it makes it more efficient for those
The historic meeting, or we have a historic court?
historic district.
All right,
Sorry.
so historic district, okay, all right.
Sorry.
I'll make, do you have what are the times again?
Is there overtime attached to this?
No, there's no overtime at all. It's just it makes it easier for our solicitor, having to drive here.
So everybody's in the same room at the same time. And this
So-
schedule work.
Municipal
Go
court
ahead.
starts at 5 and housing court at 6.
It's 6.
I'll make a motion.
You wanna look at this?
We move the official court days to the third Tuesday of the month at 5 o'clock for municipal court and 6 o'clock for housing court.
So municipal court doesn't have, that's standard. That stays. There's no change. The change is for the housing court.
So all right, I'll make a motion, we move the housing court to the third Tuesday of the month to start after municipal court, instead of saying 6 in case municipal court runs over.
I'd rather have 6.
All right, at 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we have discussion and action regarding real estate non-utilization tax. Ms. Cronin.
Well, we created this ordinance, this non-utilization tax opportunity. When do we create this? Doesn't say.
2020.
2020,
October.
yes, I see it right there, 2020. And there remains to be a number of commercial buildings in the community that have sat undeveloped for a very long time. And it's something that I hear a lot about, like, when is somebody gonna, fix up, utilize, create a business, generate some revenue for the town. And so I wanted to have the discussion publicly about the way that we use or don't use it, and why. And if we can use this tool to incentivize getting some development going on in town, and maybe in the meantime, getting a little tax revenue. So you've provided us a list and some photographs of some buildings.
Yeah.
What do you-
Oh, they moved it to the, oops, I'm sorry.
I know that you have been looking into this for a long time, and as is your job, that's to enforce this ordinance, but where do we stand?
So I was tasked after the department head meeting is requested for any vacant commercial buildings. So the only way to do that is to drive the town.
Mhm.
So I took Thursday and I drove the town. So these are the locations. There's 9 that I located. There could be others that I maybe missed, but these are the 9 that I found kind of stuck out. Some of these locations are under development right now, but some are not. And some are, I'm told, are being under development. And that's just something that I have to do legwork on to see if that is in fact. And I think moving forward, after going and viewing these properties, be something that I need to consult with the solicitor to see how to go forward with this. I believe this it was prior to my appointment. This was attempted to be addressed, but it wasn't done properly. This was, like you said, implemented in 2020. So I don't believe we have implemented this at all to its intent. So
I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. Have we ever collected any, have we used this
No.
tool at all?
We sent out notices in the initial batch, back when the ordinance was enacted. And at the time, it was one of two things. The development plans that you have under the statute section, the ordinance section, 7-145. Or what happens in one notorious incident, a sign up saying I'm actively selling property. Just one of the exemptions. Since then, no.
Surigo, you have something to add?
Well, I got a couple of questions. First,
Go right ahead.
why is it under the building inspector, not under your agenda? Well, did you ask for it? Well,
Who? Me?
Kerry.
The information comes from her. I mean, come from
If somebody puts something on the agenda and wants to know, come from you, right? Not under his report. I'm just asking a question.
Well,
No,
it falls under, it wouldn't be
I don't know.
new business, old business, but it's the building official who is
like in business.
obligated to.
So actually, the intent of this ordinance, because I went and I did a little bit of research, was for the planner to go and talk to these people to see what they could do. If you look at this if you look at the, yeah.
That's
one of the-
that's one of the exceptions if the planner meets with these people and they come up with a plan to develop the property.
What I said, what the intention was for this ordinance was to give the planner a tool to go and talk to these people. That's what I said. As a matter of fact, Joey was against this. You voted against this.
Sure, I did.
Well, when you look at the ordinance and you look at most of these properties.
It made sense.
They're all, pretty much all of them are for sale or
That's-
some type of that.
That's one of the exceptions, that as long as they're marketed by two realtors, then they're not subject to it.
So I'm
Listing the
just
property.
trying to
should
find
we-
one violation here.
Well, let's talk about the building that is formerly the second story theater. So nothing has happened with that. I know a lot of different groups and organizations would love to do something with it, but the property owner is waiting for some unrealistic pie in the sky amount of money. So this prime location, basically built out, ready to go, turnkey kind of operation, sits there, and our community is without a place to hold to have a theater. And there's restaurant and bar facilities in there as well. So because some out-of-state property owner owns this property, we have no recourse. He can just sit there, he can just own it and just
Is it
sit on it.
advertised for sale?
So, yeah, so that property is advertised, and as everyone who's been around Warren and knows when it used to be in the early 2000s, what it was, a second story theater. And then when it just got its recent revitalization that ended very quickly, that property is a very large property, and it holds a nice footprint for development.
But in our ordinance, is it a violation?
Not, if you read section 2,
That's what.
and this is actively marketed as one of the exceptions
So they-
where they are
Where
not
they-
subject to it.
Exactly. So
And it
do
says-
we need to change this ordinance?
Is
so
this
it
state
gives
or
us-
town?
Town.
This is town.
We created this. So do we need to change the language to make it a little more, to make
More
it work
tooth.
for us?
Some tooth.
Give it some tooth.
I guess my question is that the intent was to have the planner reach out to these people, and we haven't had that done. Why don't we, instead of having the building inspector go out to these people, have the planner talk to these people, to see what their plans are? To me, that makes a lot more sense.
Under section 7-146, the first step is the building official determined that the non-utilization tax should be imposed. Then after that, once that's happened, the town planner would go. It has the property owner, A, whether or not it's being marketed in good faith. Or 2, whether or not there's a development plan to rehabilitate the building so that it can be occupied. That's what the process is on this. Let me recommend 2 things here. First thing is go ahead and proceed and send out some notices, although I've got to tell you that there was litigation that the town was not a party to in regard to the second story theater building, which involved mortgagee and the property owner. And I understand it's been a very bit of litigation. I haven't checked on it in a few months. I will. But I think that's the first step, and then we can talk to Liz Policastro about contacting these persons. Secondly, the city of Providence has a more robust ordinance. I'll speak with the solicitor on that and see if there's any recommendations that they have from their experience, because it's a bigger issue up there, and that can help with the ordinance.
But again, I want to go back.
I don't see anything in the ordinance that says the planner goes out and meets with them.
That's one of the first things Bob Rulli said. It's cool.
I know,
He's not here
Listen,
anymore.
I'm talking about the ordinance, what the ordinance says.
And I'm talking about what the intent of the ordinance was.
Well, he's not here anymore. So the one
so
thing we
just-
need to do is that if we're gonna speak about the planner, we want to speak about our current planner and whatever she feels she can add or detract from this.
John, it's in section 7-147. Submits a proposed development plan which has been approved by the town planner.
Right, but it's not like the town planner goes out and asks them for it. They need to submit it to us.
Doesn't say that they can, of course,
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah.
So do we all agree that it is not a good thing for the town to have all of these buildings sitting undeveloped and unutilized, and that, you know, they're just sitting empty? Do we agree that that's not a good thing?
I agree with you, Carrie, and I think that the.
You think it's okay?
Well, if they buy the property and that's what they wanna do, then no, I don't like the idea, but it's their property. People do have property rights.
Well-
As long as they keep it in good condition, if they're marketing it.
Okay,
Well,
that's.
if they're marketing it, then.
Everybody stop, stop.
So what-
Everybody
what's-
stop. Hey. Gonna wrap up this evening. We're 2 minutes away from leaving. Majority of the council feels we want more work added to this to add teeth to it. You want to put that in the form of a motion, go right ahead.
I make a motion that the solicitor works to find stronger language to make this a more meaningful ordinance so that the town can see some positive impact to the vacant buildings.
We'll have that available at whatever time frame you can get it.
If I may, can I just add to what the solicitor brought forward? So these 9 properties, I have been in contact with several of the property owners and going over, like, for instance, 13 Kelly Street, that property sold at receivership. They're in the process of redeveloping that into housing.
Good. Don't go through the whole list.
No, but I'm letting you know that there's,
You know,
that
you're
this
working
isn't,
on it.
this is there, this 9 properties is not 9 properties. This is a couple properties where the other 9 the other ones that are in this list are in the process of the development. So I think, so moving forward, I identified these properties. Now I will speak with the solicitor as to if these properties pertain to the ordinance at hand, and then I will forward that. That would be when my determination is that they're unutilized. Then I will forward that to our planner.
Mr. President, may I
Good.
just make a quick comment?
Yeah.
So I think it was a few council meetings ago. It might have been the last council meeting. I think it was Davison Bolster came before us and was lamenting the loss of some historic properties in town that just kind of fell apart because no one was kind of keeping an eye on them. And demolishment by neglect, I think, was the term used. And I think that this ordinance, the purpose of it was to make sure that these properties, if you want to buy it and you don't want to use it for anything, I suppose that's your right, but making sure that they're not going to the dogs, so to speak. So I think it's very important to try to give this some teeth so that we can make sure that we're keeping our community. It's a quality of life issue. So that's why I'm in support of this.
Yeah, I believe Joe and Kerry were on the council when this was approved, and that was one of the reasons. But the main reason was a lot of these vacant storefronts, the ones that have residential above them, the people that own them don't want to deal with the commercial, so they just leave them vacant and they make their money on the residential above them. That was one of the big driving factors behind why we did this.
And
Okay.
at the time, I guess that, I remember Ben talking about it, that it was okay to have, as long as there was one resident. Something about that, as long as one was residing, it wasn't considered vacant.
No.
And that you needed the.
All right, we're not gonna do that tonight. So there's a motion, and is there a second? Mr. Trolley,
Second,
second.
please.
All in favor for
What
strong
was-
language?
Can you repeat the motion?
Yeah, go right ahead, Ms. Cronin, repeat the motion.
Uh,
The motion,
the motion was
Ms.
to
Spinelli can repeat it.
review the current non-utilization.
Strengthen the current
ordinance and
language.
strengthen it.
to give it more teeth, and then it comes
I'll
back.
probably vote to support this, but I think the ordinance is fine. It's just the enforcement that is the problem. But as Matt just said, once he whittles down that list, in other words, we have a list, but not all of these, you may find out that one of these is being actively marketed. One of them does have a plan,
John,
so
I know, they're just gonna
it
look
takes
to
them
see
off the
if
list
it's-
and then we go further.
They're just gonna
But-
see if there's any language. She said Providence may have more language.
Okay, all right.
Oh, Pawtucket, whatever. All in favor?
Aye.
So, next, Anthony, you ready for this? Recreation Director, discussion and action. We're gonna take two bands out and add to it. We're gonna add Steve Snuffer's Green Eyed Soul,
No.
okay? And we're gonna add Manny Mazza's Goat Ropers.
Boy, the names of these bands just
Okay.
getting weirder and weirder.
Is there a motion to add the Goat Ropers and the Green Eyed Soul?
I'll make a motion.
Joe, do we have to add a
Okay.
date? We have to add a date to it.
Oh,
right?
yeah?
Yeah, because it's one more constant than we had.
Okay.
I believe that's what
So
I.
July 19th, no, they're taking two out and adding two. July
So it's an
19th,
existing one. Yeah.
that's the Green Eyed Soul. And that's for $800. And then the other one is August 2nd. That's the Goat Roper, Manny Mazza. That's 538. That's $500. So there's your dates. Now we need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we have, you took my,
Senior services.
took the agenda again. Thank you. We get 3 agendas. Discussion, Senior Center Director, discussion and action concerning the establishment of a part-time administrative assistant position at the Senior Center. Hello. Tell us what you're trying to do.
All right. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Uh,
Good evening.
As the director of the senior center, my responsibility is to ensure that we provide safe, efficient, and high-quality services to our community while being responsible for the stewards of taxpayer dollars. This has been needed for a little while, but I wanted to wait until we were financially able to support it on our own without having to ask you for anything. And thanks to working with Gary, now I can kind of have a better understanding. This is something we can do. Today, our senior center serves more than 650 members with approximately 450 active participants. We welcome around 100 people through our doors every day. And while the center is growing and thriving and doing lots of things, our staff hasn't grown at all. As director, I oversee the budget, grant, state reporting, personnel programming, the meal site, building operations, community partnerships. And at the same time, it's not uncommon for me to be pulled away from by the front office responsibilities, such as like answering phones, assisting visitors with questions, processing memberships and payments, and those sort of interruptions, which can reduce efficiency, delay services, and increase the risk of mistakes. A part-time administrative assistant would allow the right work to be done by the right person, improve our staff ratio for safety's sake, for everyone. It would enhance our customer service to protect the accuracy of the financial records and allow me to focus on leadership, grant opportunities, strategic planning, and expanding our services to our senior community. Most importantly, like I said before, this comes at no additional cost to the town. The senior center has sufficient funds within our existing budget to support this position. So I would respectfully ask for your support in supporting our seniors.
Now, I have a question before we open it up. Do you
Sure.
have problems with the wrong people filling out the wrong kinds of questionnaires? Like, do people come in asking for housing help and things that, because it's been brought to my attention that we've had, long time employees that may have previously done these things for people.
Yeah.
But it's not currently under the work scope of people. So do
So
you
what happens
send people
currently,
to
I
the
think
right-
you're, yeah, so what I did since I've started about 3 years ago now is I've tried to sort of make it pointed where, hey, where you can go here for this, there for that. I've even created like a resource section where there's phone numbers for everything, ways to reach people. And also once a month, before it was twice, now it's once, we have somebody who comes in and helps people with paperwork. Let's say they're visually impaired, can't fill out their paperwork. It's state paperwork or something of that nature. We have United Way coming in to do that, and I have
Do people come to you though and ask for help in filling out applications for the senior living at the senior facility?
So they were doing that when I first began.
And is
but
that part of your job?
No. No.
So all of that should go to the housing authority.
It should go to the housing authority or like the United Way, we've partnered with them, so they do help with that scope of like applications for certain things. That's not the only thing, but
Well, like nobody in the social services department should be filling out housing. All of that is specific to the housing authority.
Right.
And you're not asking for this person to be doing that.
Oh, no, I have plenty of things for this person to do.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
no.
make sure.
I have a whole list of job
Any
descriptions.
question?
Yeah,
I'll
Go ahead.
go after Louis.
well, you can go.
Who wants to go first?
Lou, please go ahead.
Yeah, so again, I'm concerned about what's coming down the line.
Mhm.
I think that we need to wait till budget time to look at this. And when you say we have funds for this, years ago, we were in a financial crisis. Joe, I don't know if you were there at the time.
I was.
And we were able to save your job and the social service director's job because we had a fund called the Slocum Fund. And that Slocum Fund has carried us for a bunch of years, but that Slocum Fund has dwindled down to about $143,000. So when you say we have funds, and I think you're talking about the $80,000.
No. We had excess revenue that we've been bringing in. We increased the price of the membership and we have more members now as well. So our increased revenue of last year was around 22,000,
Right.
which would be sufficient to cover.
Well, but that's my point.
Mhm.
That may need to go for something else.
Well,
So that's
with
why.
all due respect,
you-
like it's a safety issue at this point. We have over 100 people in and out of a building per day that there's one person that's paid in charge of.
Personally,
How many people
And it's-
coming in and out of the building? a
And
day?
it's really
Big
standard
stuff.
procedure to have an administrative assistant. Like if you look at some of the senior centers that are even a third the size of this one, they have an administrative assistant.
Personally, I think we should wait for budget time. I also know that we're working with a memorandum of understanding. What's the status with that? I think that Tony was working with that, the housing authority.
That may be part of this because safety was an issue.
Right, so I think that once we overcome that, but I really think we need to wait till budget time. I'm really afraid of what's coming down the line and what needs to happen, so I.
All due respect, I've been patient and waited till I had a financial person that I could speak with. I've been very frugal in trying to get the budget in order because this position has been something that has sort of been a need for longer than it should be. So that's why I spoke with Gary and we tried to make sure that we could come before you and there be no cost at this time. point.
I hope you realize what Mr. Rago is referring to is your salary has been compensated from that fund.
Yes.
So this would be a 30-year salary.
Mhm.
So when that fund or the town is unable to deliver your income, what he's saying is that, this 22,000 could go to you.
So what if the proposal was that in the meantime, since it's in the budget, potentially for this year, we could hire on somebody at this time? And this would be a temporary, part-time administrative assistant that if the position no longer is financially available to us, then we'll have to do what we have to do.
So-
But for the meantime, it's like, it's a safety issue and it's good that we can.
So what compounded this issue and the shrinking of the Slocum Fund is when they gave you an increase from 42,000 to $60,000. That made a big difference too. So again, I'm not saying no, but I
Yeah.
think that we have to wait till budget time to look at the whole picture.
Well, what I'll tell you is the senior center started very small and then grew into what it was. It's grown into a lot bigger than being in the basement here with 20 people knitting.
Lewis
for
was
example.
one of the key members in that expansion.
Yes.
Mr. Trombley, you have a question?
Yes, how would this employee be classified?
They would be a town employee. Is that what you mean?
Well, I guess what I'm curious about is they're a part-time employee, salary of about 22,000, I believe you mentioned, but in terms of benefits, in terms of medical, in terms
None
of.
of that.
They wouldn't have
Just
that. And also, the salary actually would be more like 15,000 at 15 hours and 20,000 at 20 hours. So there is more.
It's an hour.
It's it's an hourly position and that would be factoring like holidays and stuff like that. So.
Mr. Hanley.
And I know Louis was talking about that Slocum Fund. Back when we did give you that raise,
Mhm.
I asked you, and you said you gave us some information from neighboring community centers. And several of them weren't even funded by the community. They were funded by grants and donations. Your words, not mine. I remember it distinctly. And then every budget cycle since then, I've asked you, have you looked into grants or anything like that? Have you? Have you spoken with our new planner for grants? Have you done anything? Because that Slocum Fund is going. It's not gonna last
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And I know at least 3 budget cycles, I have asked you, have you looked for grants?
I have. Yes, I haven't, I've reached out to the planner, but she's been busy with other things, so it's on our agenda to meet with each other about this, but she seems optimistic. There, out there isn't something in the way of, for an, like this position of a director specifically, there are not grants for that. They kind of assume if you're a municipality, that part is going to be coming from the town. When I did present to you the salary increase, that I also presented to you that I was being paid less than a part-time senior center director locally. So it was something that was a long time in coming, and I just kind of stepped into
No,
the
you don't have to
position.
justify your raise. I'm just telling you that I have been asking you for 3 years to get, and if it's not for your salary, then it offsets something
I
else.
have been doing
But I
things
have
to
not
offset
se-
other
I
stuff.
haven't seen or heard anything that you have.
Well, I just told you we had an excess revenue of 22,000, which you haven't heard in 3 years. So I've been doing something.
Ms. Cronin, do you have any questions?
No, I'm listening and processing all of this. I do appreciate your efforts, though.
How are you able to run the facility without, you speak about the safety aspect. How is it currently being operated?
So let's say, for example, when I'm here meeting with you guys on like a Wednesday, there's pretty much, if somebody walks in the building, there's nobody for them to go to, except maybe like the kitchen people that are like Ann's the kitchen manager, so she's in there working, maybe to ask for a question or help, but other operational things, no, there's nobody to go to at this point. And we have over 100 people in and out of there a day.
And if you're at a meeting, that's the
Yeah.
same, so there's no redundancy. I'm willing to go a year with this if you have the money. And Mr. Sullivan, are you recommending this? I mean, this falls under your purview.
I am, Mr. President, and Mr. Rego did mention about the MOU that's currently being worked on between the solicitor and the attorney for the housing authority. And one of the points in there is that they want someone, a town employee in the building or at the facility at all times, not a volunteer. Sometimes we have been getting away with a volunteer, working alongside Cure and if she has to go someplace, come here, or, that volunteer has been, monitoring the situation, but the housing authority is.
So it seems the absence of an employee would violate that agreement.
Yes.
Do we have the MOU signed?
No,
So we don't know.
still working on that, but that's
Correct.
I
have a hard
Is there a recommendation, Mr. DeSisto, that you could give us in regards to an action taken tonight on this regarding the timing of the MOU? Should we wait for the MOU to be finalized?
I understand where you're going from, but I prefer if that was the case.
Okay, well, if that strengthens the position legally.
I would prefer if this was brought up at budget time when it should be, not at the end of a budget.
I mean, that also, but I'm not gonna disagree with the advice of the solicitor.
Oh, no, yeah,
Right?
either way, we
He's
wouldn't be taking action. but yeah.
correct, so he's recommending that we follow through the MOU first.
How long about will that be? Because the MOU's been on the table for quite some time already. Just out of curiosity, that's how much longer I have to go without this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I gotta say something. What I don't want to do.
Yes.
Because everything I do, it's like, when's it gonna get done? And because I'm dealing with other people, I can't say that, and frankly, I don't wanna get boxed in, but later on, somebody says, you said it was gonna end up by this date, and it didn't. Because I'm in a negotiation, I don't know when it's gonna end. I'm gonna try and do it as quickly as possible, but I can't give you a time, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So unfortunately, right now, it sounds like that's the position we're gonna follow. Because it would be contrary to our solicitor's advice.
What about the legality of the safety aspect of when I'm not at the center? Like, we're not in contract with them at this point, but
Say something else.
yes.
If I give an opinion right now as to what the liability is, that could work against the town later. So at a public meeting, I'm not gonna give that.
Sure.
That's something that's more appropriate for executive session.
And if you want, we can put it on the agenda for next month. And you can come up with a business plan assigned with that. I mean, if what you're talking about is public safety, then we're looking at a closure of the facility. If you're not there, it has to be closed.
But
That's what you're saying.
where did this come from? It never was an issue.
Well, I guess we
before.
had a volunteer there, and having a volunteer there isn't covering the liability. We're gonna discuss this down the road very soon, put it on August agenda. And we'll discuss it in executive session because it does involve employees and the contract and the MOU. So is there any action needed, Mr. Sisto?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, this is gonna be one of those drawn out. So we have an ADJ, OUR, and MENT.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, wow.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Take a version.
I'm opposed.
Stay here.
How
Stay
many
here.
more of these guys got to go?
I don't know, 2 minutes.